Hi, everybody. Hopefully our levels are looking good. I mean, mine are looking a little bit low, but I can always turn those up from here. How's it going? Everybody let me know if it sounds good. Chris, you there?
Oh yeah. I'm taking it all in.
Taking it all in?
Yeah.
You're appreciating my compression gloves? Sorry,
Yeah.
it's really cold here, and I have a thing called
They
Raynaud's.
didn't they didn't have them in your size, or?
Well, they're supposed to be like a little bit small,
I
but
know.
they compress your hands. The reverb is bad. Oh, there's an echo?
I wonder if they're hearing your voice through my microphone.
Chris sounds good, but I wonder if it's my camera.
I always sound good though, let's be honest.
Hang on. I think I might know what it can be here.
All right. But this has nothing to do with OBS because that's a perfect application.
Right.
Yeah. All right, people are saying you sound good now.
Now I sound good.
I mean, I can
Is
turn
it better
down
now, or is it better or worse? Yeah, let me know how it sounds now. Now it looks like my voice is not nearly as loud, but let me know if it's better now. I mean, hopefully it should be all right, but I can always turn up the volume. Still echo. Okay, hang on.
Rich Retro in the chat is admiring your compression gloves.
Oh, thank you.
You should get some like bedazzled ones.
Okay, echo is still the same. Hang on, because I think that I didn't just change what I was supposed to change.
Hey, I just got this is mostly for people in the chat, I guess, to entertain them while you're fixing OBS, but I ended up ordering one more thing from HD Retrovision. I got some of these male to female component cables so that I can just have these hooked up to my PVM and then not have to keep reaching around back there if I want to switch between the Genesis 2 cable and the Nintendo cable.
Now, how does it sound now? Does it sound any better now?
People are saying I'm too loud, but then somebody else says I sound perfect, which I agree.
All right. Let's see if this could be it.
Yeah, somebody else says it's less that I'm loud and more that you're super quiet.
I'm super quiet.
Yeah. Like super quiet.
Interesting, because I mean, it looks like my okay, hang on. Let me try something else. I'll be right back.
I don't know what else you guys want to talk about. Hey, I just told Coury this, but you know, I sent one of my consoles to Voltar to have him fix it, and I also bought a couple of his RGB mod PCBs, and I like watching Voltar streams where he'll RGB mod one chip Super Nintendo or something, and like I RGB modded my one chip Super Nintendo, but like 10 years ago, and so it's probably a bad mod, and with old technology or whatever. And so I would watch him do these mods, and I figure, well, I should just get one of those PCBs because, of course, he makes it look very easy, and but they look so big compared to that's how big it is. Like, I mean, it's like there's my thumb for scale, although I have big thumbs. But so I'm kind of worried about. Hopefully, I can do an okay job.
How's it sound? Well, now I'm really loud.
Yeah, Axiom. Yeah, they just I'm do it, but I was when I got the package, I was like, whoa, that's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be.
All right, is it any better now, or is it still too loud? But is there still echo? I don't know why there would be echo, but let me see if I can. What's that?
What's what?
I just heard something. Okay, am I no echo? Now it should be good. Am I? Hang on.
Why don't you just
Much
like
better, no
say a
echo.
couple of
Is
say a
my
couple dirty
voice? I feel like my voice is too loud now, though. Let me just turn down my mic just a tiny little bit. Now we'll be ready to go.
people are saying it's good. Maybe you shouldn't screw with it, you know? Always have to screw with everything.
Okay. I feel like this
Yeah.
is probably a lot better now. Slightly loud, but you know, I think it should be good now. Let me know. My voice is just a little loud. Let me know if it's better. Yes, these are, for whoever was asking earlier, these are compression gloves.
It was
It's really cold here, and I have what's called a Raynaud's syndrome, where my fingers get really, really cold. All right, so now it's really loud, but then there's no echo.
I can just turn mine up more, and we can just.
Well, I mean, I don't. If I'm like peaking, well, I can do this. Hang on.
I think you're getting a little obsessy.
I know. Well, that's what happens. That's what happens. Now it should be good.
All right.
I do see that there was a donation from Aaron Welsh a while ago. Sorry about missing that. Saying do jazz hands like that.
I'm not 100% on what jazz hands.
Isn't that when you go like this?
I don't think that's jazz hands. You think so?
I think so, isn't it?
I don't know.
Do that.
All right, so hey, I already guessed. I mean, I know it was before the stream started, but I guessed what I think is in there. Do you want to try to
guess what's going to be in here?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be another diehard game fan, right? I mean that would be cool if it was, but
I don't think it's going to be another diehard game fan. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to be.
Because you told me yesterday you think that this month you're going to get like I'm going to get the good one and you're going to get the like one or something. But
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The last time it surprised me.
Yeah.
So I think that, I mean, I feel like I'm going to be surprised again. But I feel like you're going to get a really good one.
Nah.
And mine's not going to be as good as yours.
All right. Well, let's open it. Curiosity is killing me.
I don't think it's going to be another game fan. By the way, I am drinking Point Ridge whiskey. That's what I had the last time too, but I couldn't remember the name.
Good Vibe Collecting says that Raynaud syndrome sounds like a shooter on the PC Engine, and that's very true.
Like, what is it? Raxamber syndrome.
Yeah. Oh man, I just picked up Raynaud syndrome. Sucks it's so expensive, but it's really good.
The thing is that my hands get really, really cold, especially my right hand. And it kind of goes like not so much numb as it just feels like it's like an icicle. And my feet had the same problem. So right now I have socks, slipper socks, and slippers on. because down in the basement here, the floor gets really, really cold.
What are slipper socks? Like just socks with some tread on the bottom, or what?
Yeah, and they're really thick. They got like wool around it. All right.
Yeah.
So here we go.
It looks pretty. It looks pretty thick. Is it pretty thick?
Yes, it feels thicker than I was expecting. It does not feel like it has a flat spine on it though, but it might.
I'm sticking with my guess. Are you gonna look, or are you gonna close your eyes?
No, you're gonna see it before I am. Okay, I'm looking. Okay. I'm looking away.
Okay.
Let me just make sure that. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Oh man.
Should I be excited?
Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty good one, dude.
Oh man. EGM number 60. July 1994.
Look up there inside the Sony PSX with incredible new photos and complete licensee list.
Oh, yeah.
Contra 5, Super Street Fighter 2, Urban Strike, Samurai Showdown. It's a quality magazine right there.
Yes. And MK2. The hottest sequel ever. All right. Got my certificate of authenticity.
It's very important.
We have a real hard time getting through EGMs, though, you and I. So hopefully we can move through this one fairly, a fairly decent clip. First picks of Saturn and 32X games. So I got something kind of cool here. Like if we need to get a closer look at something. Say, because I've mounted my camera way up here. I built this whole ceiling contraption for all this stuff. But if we need to get a closer look at something, I have created the close-up cam. And we can go like this. Get right in here. It's a little laggy at times, but
it's still pretty cool. It gives it sort of a lo-fi effect, the fact that it's a little laggy.
Yeah. Look at some of that. So that way I can get a closer look without adjusting this camera up here.
Yeah.
All right. July 1994.
That was the summer before my senior year of high school.
Oh yeah? So you graduated in 95?
Yeah.
I graduated in 97. All right. Oh, we got some writing in here even. Clay Fighter, huh?
Yeah.
I always thought it looked impressive, but it's not a very good game. I don't think any of them are very good.
I don't think I've ever played Clay Fighter.
You're not missing out on much. This is a game that looks good in screenshots, but is not fun. It's not fun to play at all. And it's funny, this evil snowman, Bad Mr. Frosty, is like the mascot. When I really feel like the taffy guy right here should have been the main mascot for it.
Well, I mean, the fact that it's a snowman almost makes you think it's got some kind of Christmas theme or something.
Yeah, but he's just an evil.
But then Mr. Taffy there would make it seem like if that was the mascot, I would think like, oh, this is like some kind of British platforming game that was like originally on the Amiga.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, there's just nothing really great about it. But it looks good in screenshots. And this is the Genesis version. The Super Nintendo version looks a lot better. Oh, we got The Mask here. You have any opinions on the movie The Mask?
I've actually never seen The Mask.
Really?
It looked irritating enough.
Yes, I mean, like it's pretty irritating. I feel like Jim Carrey was mainly kind of irritating to me for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like Ace Ventura. super not
Yeah.
funny to me. But I'll
I'm
tell
not
you,
positive of I may have seen Ace Ventura, I'm not sure. Like, I used to love In Living Color, the TV show,
mhm,
but he was, like, probably my least favorite actor or whatever you want, cast member on the show. Like,
right?
Fire Marshal Bill or whatever it was called, like,
Yeah,
to me, it was just kind of annoying, you know?
yeah, yeah. Um, I'll tell you though, this movie's watching because like this is I think it's like it was Cameron Diaz's first movie,
Oh,
and
really?
she's like so good looking in this movie, and like I don't know, she's like not as skinny as she was in like in later roles. I feel like, but I think that's kind of a good reason to watch it right there. The floodwaters are rising. Let's talk about new systems coming out. So I mean, I guess 60. We got to be getting sort of close to the end of Sendai's run. I don't know what the last issue before Zip Davis was releasing him.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but I mean, it's got to be like within a year of this.
Yeah.
I'm sure that people can fill us in. I talked about the 3DO got off to a rocky start. The quality of software of this unit has improved tenfold, and the price drop boosted the sales as well. I mean, I wouldn't say that the 3DO software like got better over time. It stayed pretty consistently mediocre. I think, especially for $600.
Well, that's the point he's making, though, is that by then the price had come down. I mean, to be fair, there were some good games on the 3DO. That's not, a good time to buy a 3DO is like 10 or 12 years ago when you could get them for like nothing. And then you could check out some of those games. But then, of course, some of the best games in the 3DO got ported to the PlayStation, which gives you even less reason to have the system. But I don't know. I appreciate the 3DO, but it's definitely not something you ever wanted to be your primary game system.
I see that the swimming is saying that issue 83 was the last one under Sendai. So I guess there's still some time left.
It's a little bit less than 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. And this is obviously an ad for MK2. Nothing can prepare you.
Nothing.
And that is the whole ad. It doesn't even tell you. Like that's MK2 because it wasn't the tagline for the first one like nothing can prepare you, and nothing can compare you can prepare you, and then 3 is like nothing in this world can prepare you, or something like that. I don't remember.
Wonder how much that ad agency was getting paid. All right, guys, we've been working hard on this for weeks. Done a lot of brainstorming, had some focus groups. We're going to go for this time is nothing can compare you. And they were like, "Oh my god, that's brilliant."
And
Somebody hand me
lightning
a
is
cigarette.
striking the second nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a CDI ad right here. I have very little to say about the CDI because I've never really played one.
No, neither have I.
Most of what's on TV can be summed up in one word: lobotomy.
Wow.
Which is why Philips has come with 3 new exclusive games, all with retina-searing graphics and ear-bending sounds. Yeah, I wish I hope to one day play a little bit more CDI than I played. But I mean, Burn Cycle was kind of the game that they used to sell it. I remember ads for that on TV a lot. The Little Devil and Mutant Rampage Body Slam. Oh, see, right away though, I mean, there's a That can't be a mock-up. That's got to be actual photo, right? Sony reveals their new PSX game system, complete with licensees and
PSX,
games.
yes.
I mean, it's pretty much the same, except for that the PlayStation logo on top of it is gigantic.
It's pretty big, yeah.
I mean, let's.
Oh, here we go.
Like, oh, here we go. You can like how get right in there. I feel like I can see better with this camera than I can with my eyes.
Hold on, I got my PlayStations right here. Aren't the well, I don't know. I've never owned a Japanese PlayStation. I don't know how that's different, but the power button and the open button have like icons on them, whereas on a real PlayStation, they just say power and open on them. I kind of like that better, actually. But
yeah,
it shows
me too.
the icons are cooler.
I don't have a PlayStation around me to try it out. We got Mortal Kombat 2 and Super Street Fighter 2, the new challengers. I remember how excited I was about Super Street Fighter 2 and driving down to the arcade in the Mill Creek Mall in Erie, Pennsylvania. That's where I first played it. It was on one of those what is it, like a Big Blue cabinet?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't realize that there was another Link or a Super Link or the 5-player adapters. I've never seen this one before. I have like the longer one.
I don't think I ever had like enough friends to take advantage of that.
It's definitely not 5, because I mean I never played any 5-player game on there. Probably only Bomberman.
No,
right?
I've never simultaneously had 4 friends. Sure.
Just period, like at all.
Well, never at the same time.
It's too bad you're missing out on some good times playing Barkley Shut Up and Jam. And 5
For
players.
sure. I mean, I've never gotten to play like 4 or 5-player Bomberman or the one they're showing there at NBA Jam. That'd be pretty sweet.
Secret of Mana is the only game on here that I guess NBA Jam would have been 4 players.
Slam Masters right there.
Yeah, but I didn't really play that one very much.
Peacekeepers.
I didn't play that one at all until years later.
Yeah,
that's one of those Jellico games. Back then, I mean, even like I feel like Jellico was always one of those companies where I didn't feel like they made anything that I felt was worth my time.
Bases Loaded or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't really like baseball games unless it's Tommy Lasorda baseball. I got some comic stuff over here. The Marvel Universe, 1994.
Those are cards.
Yeah.
Trading cards.
I mean, I guess I was kind of in the comic books at this time. I feel like there was a time period from like 92 to 94 maybe where I was into buying comics because there was, I mean, the thing that like ruined it for me is that everything had these like these gimmick covers and they would raise the price of everything.
Yeah.
Like they had these like prismatic covers.
Yeah, I mean, I used to ride my bike to 7-Eleven and buy comics when they were like 80 cents a piece or something.
Yeah.
You didn't have anything fancy. And you didn't worry about like bags and boards because you literally bought the comic book to read it.
Yes. And then you just, you put it in a pile and they'd all like curve under their own weight, I guess, eventually. But a lot of times, I mean, I bought a lot of comics.
That's what I'm doing.
What?
So that's what I'm doing, curving under my own weight.
I mean, I would buy a lot of comics, but I wouldn't read a majority of them.
Well, same here. I went through like a phase in high school where I was buying comics just because that's what like kids that I thought were cool. That's like what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like kind of hanging out with them, like, because they would invite me to go to the comic book store with them, so I would go and I'd buy, a couple of comics, but I never really read them.
Yeah, I mean, it was exhausting to keep up with it, so I just fell out of it eventually. Letter of the month: a sea of garbage.
Oh, that guy must watch my show.
I mean, I feel like that this letter could have just been written today, probably.
Yeah.
I've been into video games for about 5 years now, and have had, at one point or another, a leading game system. I've noticed a recurring problem that most translated games, and that they don't meet the standards they should with these big name tags attached and even bigger prices. Censorship aside, these games have bad control, such as Super NES World Heroes, poor graphics, Captain America and the Avengers for Super NES, and even poorer replay value, Dracula Unleashed for the Sega CD.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that guy's Canadian, so kind of who cares?
But I mean, these are not none of these are games that I would consider very good. I mean,
well, but
obviously, like, he wasn't trying out stuff beforehand.
He didn't say it's a sea of really good games with translation issues.
Yeah,
it's garbage.
Oh, and this person saying Jarrell Lewis is saying that there's too many fighters. It's always Mortal Kombat this or Street Fighter 2 that.
Or Clay Fighter.
And they're saying, anyway, you don't have to fill your mag with fighting games just because it's what you like.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the time, there was just so many fighting games. It's true. Oh, I got $5 from Genova Vienne. Thank you. With no message attached to it.
I mean, in the late 80s, it was shooters.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even like not even just like the late 80s, like probably until like 92 or 93, it was probably just tapering off at this time.
Yeah.
And then it was fighters for a long time, and then it was eventually, I guess, like in my mind, it just like skips to like first-person shooters, but I feel like there's got to be something in between there, but maybe not. We already got an ad for Super Street Fighter 2. More PC conversions. I wish more companies would make games for the Sega CD, CDI, and 3DO. Would consider making PC CD-ROM versions of each title that they make. Kind of ahead of its time, because that's what happens now. We got the JVC XI. In the RGB episode, I said the JVC XI, because I thought that that's how it was meant to be said, even though I always said XI.
Really?
Yeah, that's one of those things that I've learned over time, is just to say it how I've always said it.
Yeah.
Instead of changing it.
Well, yeah, I did the same thing with Gradius.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I always said Gradius when I was growing up. It was Gradius growing up, and then I realized it was Gradius. But then, yeah, I don't really want to relive that episode of my life. But that video jukebox thing looks really awesome.
Yeah, for real. I wonder how it works. I'd love to get one and just open it up to see how it works.
The way it works is you put cartridges in the front, and then you can play them.
Right, but I mean,
picking up off of that picture.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't require power, but it just like goes into this cartridge on top.
It might require power.
It says right here, this radical new technology utilizes nuclear radioactive electrolytic cell micronization covered with silicon outer shell with a 6-cylinder overcam suspension.
I'm not sure that that's.
I don't.
They might be telling tales outside of school.
You tell me what it means.
Yeah.
We got $2 from Rad Ranger. Also, thank you.
Pretty rad.
I wonder if you can still find these. Like, I wonder if anybody sells them like on eBay or anything like that. I've never seen one in person. Have you?
No, I would look, but I have like the world's loudest keyboard, so nobody needs to hear that.
All right. Subscription action. April Fools. NBA Jam. Were you a big NBA Jam fan?
No, only because I was never into basketball.
Oh, even at this time, I feel like at this time that was the best time to be in the basketball.
No, I agree it would have been, but I just, like, I didn't know anybody that was into basketball. Nobody in my family was into basketball, so I just never really had any exposure to it. You know, I liked playing basketball, but uh, I never got into watching it, watching the NBA.
I got $5 for another $5 from Genova Vieni saying, "Do you guys ever think about PC games on consoles?" Not that much.
Yeah, I don't really think about it that much, but
NBA Jam, I mean, it was awesome. It was so much fun, and like even as like a non-sports fan, that at the time, I mean, especially at the time, I just felt like it was kind of like the gateway to get into basketball. Like that combined with, I guess, like my big gateway into basketball was probably the Dream Team in '92,
yeah.
and then NBA Jam was the kind of the end of it, I guess. Rocko's Modern Life, huh? I mean, all these Nickelodeon shows like Rocko's Modern Life, Rugrats, and all that stuff. Like I just did not watch any of that stuff.
Well, when we were too old, I was 17
Right.
here, so I wasn't watching Rocko's Modern Life.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch any of those cartoons on Nickelodeon at that time.
No, because I grew up in a different era of Nickelodeon.
Where
Like,
you can't do that on television, right?
yeah, and so like I really when they moved away from that and started having all their own programming like this, which was probably a smart move, but
Hmm.
that's not the Nickelodeon. Like I want Mr. Wizard, and you can't do that on television,
Right.
and whatnot, and Danger Mouse,
Hey
and
Dude.
yeah,
And Hey Dude.
yeah.
I feel like getting slimed anytime you say I don't know. We should like bring that back somehow.
Yeah, I could probably rig something up.
I got $5 from Jonathan Hinson saying, "Chris, thanks for introducing me to Shmup Junkie. Already burned through all of his videos.
Yeah,
I'm subscribed to that channel as well."
he has a very impressive collection of PC Engine shooters. I think he actually doesn't he have all of them? I think he has all of them. I think he has what Bithead at one time aspired to.
Really? I
Yeah.
wonder if Bithead watches this stuff.
I know he's a fan of Bithead, but
Yeah.
Bithead's like that girl in high school that you want to go out with that like won't give you the time of day.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to have him on your stream. Like that would be so much fun to do a magazine read through with him.
That's what I'm saying. And then he complains like, "Oh, my channel's not growing." It's like, well, you've got all these big YouTubers trying to get you to like collaborate with them, and you won't do it. So
I think his channel's like growing crazy now.
yeah,
I mean, he got like what, like 30,000 subs last year, right?
something like that.
That's pretty good after spending like 10 years like working your way to 10 or to 5,000.
Yeah.
We got some letter art Blackthorn ad over here.
Wow, there's like a lot of good stuff going on those 2 pages, man.
Yeah.
You
Streets
got
of Rage 3.
Blackthorn, you got Tempest 2000, and Streets of Rage 3.
Yep. I mean, I barely played Streets of Rage 3. I feel as though it maybe had like a bad reputation for a long time, but now people are appreciating what it did.
I mean, it's the worst of the 3 games, but it's still better than almost any other beat 'em up. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's a really expensive game though now. And the Japanese version is really expensive.
Wow. I think I got mine for like $3.
It's like well over $100 now, I think, for the US version.
Ridiculous. Although speaking of the Jaguar, since there was that little thing with Tempest 2000, I just saw I'm like, I follow a couple of video game stores on Instagram,
Hmm.
and they'll post pictures like, "Oh, we just got this stuff in for sale," or whatever. They had like a Jaguar with the Jag CD and like a handful of games that they originally were selling for $9.99, and now they've lowered the price to $7.99.
Like 799.
Yeah. Like if you spend $800 on a Jaguar and a Jag CD, you need to have your head examined.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine spending that much money feeling like I needed to have it that bad. But at least, they're starting to understand that maybe they have it a little overpriced. I mean, that's a pretty steep markdown.
Yeah.
Ciao, Vinicius is saying we should do a casual watching and commenting on your favorite bit at 1000 videos.
That'd be fun. That would remind me of that night that me and you and Tri were in that hotel in Emeryville, and
Yeah,
like he'd never seen Bithead, and so me and you were just like pulling up clips and stuff to show it to
yeah.
him.
I mean, I still think that PC Engine Stay is probably the funniest.
That was his greatest run of videos for sure. Yeah.
There was a hair on this page, a hair from whoever owned this magazine, or it was
Definitely
maybe
not
it's one of
yours.
Frank's hairs. I don't know. It was just a single piece
Save
of
it.
hair on this Super Game Boy ad.
Hey, Friday Night Arcade is here.
Oh, hey, welcome. Did you have a Super Game Boy back in the day?
No, I didn't have a Super Nintendo.
Oh, right.
I was a Genesis guy, but I mean, I have one now.
Mm-hmm.
A Super Game Boy. They're awesome. That I'm not sure if I knew that was a thing, but because I feel like that would have really made me want a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a cool thing to release. I wouldn't have ever expected them to do something like that, and then they did it again with the Game Boy player on the GameCube. It's just such a cool thing. I wish they would do something like that with DS and 3DS games.
It's kind of surprising that Sega never did that with Game Gear cartridges.
Yeah, and it would have been. I mean, they did it the opposite way. I mean, they had the Master Gear for the Game Gear.
Yeah, no, I know it's not possible to play because of the color palette. You can't play Game Gear games on a Master System, but you'd think you could play Game Gear games on a Genesis. But plus, I mean, the Super Game Boy is basically isn't that basically a Game Boy motherboard inside of a cartridge?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems like they could have easily done it.
Yeah.
It's surprising.
Seems like they should have.
I got some more envelope art.
Friday Night Arcade says, I had a Super Game Boy, but I hated the locked-in color schemes. You can change the colors. But is there not
with L&R.
Is there not a palette, though, that approximates the pea soup?
No, there is.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that it's like the third it's like
page.
Like C7 or something like that, I think it is. Yeah. I was just talking about An American Tail the other day. Thinking about if my kids would like it. I never saw this one. I never saw Fievel Goes West, but
Yeah, I saw the original one in the theater.
Yeah, I mean came out at a time where I was like young enough to see it, and I just remember having like a really good soundtrack. And that song was really popular from it. Was it Somewhere Out There? Is that or is that something else?
Was that American Tail? I don't remember.
Maybe.
I can have the song in my head. I just I don't remember if it was. You see down there, you'll fly to Universal Studios with US Air. Remember US Air?
Oh yeah. Wait, is US Air not around anymore?
I don't think so.
I feel like they gotta be. Or is it just like American Airlines now? It's the same thing, I wonder. Look at this Gunstar Heroes envelope art. Let's get a close up of that one.
Oh, that's one.
It's a pretty good one. What, you think it's funny just like doing this?
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny, yeah.
from
That's Joshua Scarrett. I wonder. That's probably Peter Scarrett's cousin.
I wonder.
Yeah.
It's very possible. I mean,
Or
he lives in
or
Connecticut,
related
right?
to Tom Scarrett.
Yeah.
That'd probably be cooler, I guess.
Tom Skerritt. Yeah. What was the movie that is it Tom Skerritt was in like was he in like Poison Ivy 3 or something like that too?
I think I might have skipped that one.
Are you familiar with the Poison Ivy movies?
Wasn't that like Drew Barrymore and
Yep.
Alyssa Milano? Yeah.
Yep. But I feel like Tom Skerritt was in one of those movies.
I don't know. I mean,
And
I just remember him from A River Runs Through It and Top Gun.
oh yeah. Oh, the Poison Ivy movies. I mean, I never saw any of the other ones.
Dude, Electron Ash says 1986 was one of my favorite years for movies. Labyrinth, Flight of the Navigator, and Space Camp. I had all three of those movies. Like we rented them at the video store and like copied them onto like blank tape so I could watch them like over and over again.
Yeah, Flight of the Navigator. I just watched it with my kids, and like it kind of messed them up a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, part of it was kind of scary, yeah,
because you don't
unsettling. Kind of like me with those aliens from Sesame Street I was telling you about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next? Game of the month: World Heroes 2 Jet.
Wow, it is a good game from what people say.
Yeah,
I've mostly played just the original World Heroes. That was like the first Neo Geo game I ever played, but I feel like my memory is that people say that World Heroes 2 Jet is like the best World Heroes game.
Yeah, I have a MVS cartridge of that one.
Didn't the actor that played the main kid in Flight of the Navigator, didn't he like just get arrested or something?
He's the kid from E.T., wasn't he?
No, I don't. No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the kid from E.T.
I don't think that's correct at all.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna look at. I said I wasn't gonna type, but I'm typing. This is important. Joey Kramer was the guy who was the star of Flight of the Navigator.
Okay, but he wasn't in.
He's had some problems with the law. He was not in E.T.
Oh,
I don't think.
Oh, Henry Thomas. Okay, Henry Thomas, Joey Kramer, whatever. Was Joey Kramer or Henry Thomas in Cloak and Dagger? You ever see Cloak and Dagger?
Oh, dude, I have it on DVD.
It is like it's really messed up now. If you watch it, like they're straight up like trying to like blow that kid up and do all kinds of horrible things to him.
I don't think. Oh yeah, he was the one in Cloak and Dagger. He's on his third wife. That's impressive.
Wait, who was in that? Henry Thomas? Or
yeah, the E.T. kid was also Cloak and Dagger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if for anybody in the chat, if you have never seen Cloak and Dagger, it's got Dabney Coleman in it, and it's like really, really violent for a kids movie.
Jack Flack.
What's that? Yeah, Jack Flack.
Isn't that his character's name? Jack Flack.
Yeah, well, Jack Flack always wins, right? What he said. I mean, like the ending is completely nonsensical, but it's I don't know. There's this one guy that like. So the hidden code is on this like Atari cartridge, like for like some like world domination plan.
My memory was that it was an Atari 5200 cartridge. Is that not correct? I don't remember.
It might be, but I don't know. I don't remember exactly. But it's been a few years since I've seen it. But I just remember being really shocked at just how like they were just straight up trying to like kill this kid. Like they put like a bomb in his walkie-talkie.
Yeah. Hey, since I was already like, Googling stuff,
Mhm.
I looked up that video jukebox thing.
Yes.
It did not get released, sadly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder if there was something going on with it that would damage
I don't know, but it's too bad because it says I'm on the Sega Retro
Mhm.
website, and I didn't. Maybe it said this in the ad. We didn't see it, but it said that 6 of them could be linked together to form a selection system of up to 36 cartridges.
Jeez.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Like, I don't wanna brag or anything, but I totally have 36 Genesis games.
If you had that thing, you'd hook them all up? If you had
Oh, absolutely, I would.
just stack them all up on top of each other? Ugh, I'm a big fan of Breath of Fire, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people say I see Basirif is saying terrible ad. I always hated North American cover art. It's such a weird thing. It is such a weird thing that SquareSoft released this, translated and released this, because like why does SquareSoft need to localize other people's games? I would love to know the actual answer behind that.
That's some BDE right there.
What's BDE?
I'm not gonna say it on the show if you don't know what that is.
Oh, is his hobo gloves? No, they're compression gloves.
They're hobo gloves according
They
to
look kind of
some people.
hobo-ish, I guess. I feel like I should just use these in all of my videos from now on.
I mean, if only just to sort of normalize their use for your audience, you should.
um, but I mean, I wonder why that this like SquareSoft thought that they should just release this instead of one of their own games. I don't know, but I mean, I had this game pre-ordered, and I played through it like 3 times in a row, and I haven't played it all the way through since then. But this is one of those games where after I had finished it several times, I went over to a friend's house who had internet access, and I got on AOL and was able to find out how to get the real ending, or the most powerful hidden sword in the game. Like, the most powerful sword in the game is like basically right before you fight the last boss, you can go and grab it from. It's like an invisible sword, like an invisible chest, like next to the like the second to last boss's throne. So it's like not even worth having at that point. The Empor sword, it was called. Look at this. This ad for Jurassic Park on the 3DO, which is not very good.
Oh,
It's just
really?
made
That's
up of
shocking.
what's that?
I said that's shocking to hear.
It's made up all these mini games, and they use like look-alike actors for all the people, and it's just like really bad.
That's
Uh,
unfortunate.
but I like that it's like actual screenshot. And
Yeah.
I don't think that this is an actual screenshot. It's
So you
probably
got
a image that they used in the game.
yeah, yeah.
There's
You
$10 from Trey Joey. Thank you. It says, "Hey Corey, did you get the VHS promo tape?" And I just got it 2 days ago. I picked it up, and I was going to digitize it, and the location where I moved my DVD VCR upscaler machine is kind of far away, so I needed to order something to strip the HDCP protection without having to like rip out the whole system or the whole VCR and move it. I just needed to do that anyways. So I will digitize it probably this weekend. The rest of the review crew, we got Pocky and Rocky 2, which is now a very pricey game. Double Dragon 5. Man. Like it's Double Dragon 5 it's really, really bad, but they made it a one-on-one fighter, which is just probably ill-advised. It's based on the cartoon series, I think. Did you ever watch the Double Dragon cartoon.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I never watched it, but I know that this game was based on it. If you're thinking of Double Dragon, guys, from the arcade and not the cartoon, you're in for a surprise. And we got Five Goes West, which actually got better scores than I would expect. Yeah, I'm surprised that.
I mean, I would play it, but I never saw the movie, so I'd probably be lost.
Over on the side, we got Ken Griffey Baseball and Jetsons. Super Loops.
Where's Ken? Oh.
The Jetsons.
That's kind of crazy that they just sort of put Ken Griffey Baseball in the margins as sort of afterthought, because that's actually a really like highly regarded. People say that's like the best baseball game on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. It's kind of weird that Nintendo is the one that developed it too, because wasn't Ken Griffey like on the
Mariners,
and like Nintendo owned like a portion of it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was the company that did or if it was just the guy. I'm not positive.
Mm-hmm. I need to revisit that gaming historian video on it. King of Monsters 2, Jungle Book, Streets of Rage 3. Still got pretty decent scores.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good sequel. Pele Soccer 2, World Championship Soccer. I was just thinking about, I'm thinking about doing a video like on all the black grid boxes, and I was looking at World Championship Soccer, and it took me back to your Genesis launch video, or was it might have not been the Genesis launch, but it was like either the Genesis in '89 or the launch
Genesis
video,
in '89,
where you say like your review of World Championship Soccer is like, yeah, I'm not really into it that much, so there's not a lot to say.
Well, I always feel weird with those types of videos talking about sports games, because it's like maybe 5% of the people watching the video actually care
Right.
about that game. And so you don't want someone to turn off the video just because, oh, it's a sports game. So, and I think there's been times where I've nerded out a little bit too much, because it's a kind of a famous sports game or something like John Madden football, but
right.
You got to at least kind of consider the audience,
Yeah. I mean, over here you got like Pele Soccer 2 from Accolade. I mean, I can't even imagine what that looks like.
But why are they reviewing? Am I confusing that with a different World Championship Soccer?
There was I think this was probably the second one, because there was part 2 that came out like years later. I didn't even know it was until I like got it in a bundle deal with something else I was buying. Because I think I needed Super Monaco GP2, and for some reason, World Championship Soccer 2 was included in that package. Oh, the Interactor. Isn't that the vest?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like the Interactor was like the vest that you can wear. Virtual reality game wear. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Is that like his shoulders? I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah, I think that's his. Yeah, that's a weird. Oh no, that's his elbow.
You can barely tell.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a slight echo? I wonder if, I don't know if there's echo on me. I don't know why there would be. Obviously, I must be getting picked up from someplace else. I'll have to troubleshoot it another time.
Have you thought about buying a good microphone?
I mean, I feel like this it's decent enough. It should be good. I don't know why there's an echo. I assume it has something to do with this up here. I mean, I don't know though. I'll mess with it another time.
Oh, old Friday Night Arcade in the chat there just bought he just got an Electro Voice RE20.
Oh, that's the I think I saw Epos Vox posting something about that. That's an expensive microphone, isn't it?
I think it's like a $400 microphone, something like that. But I mean, that's like that's like one of the standard microphones for like radio.
Oh,
Like probably like that and a Shure SM7B are like the two like standard radio mics.
so we got software, etc. Software, etc.
I hate when people say etc. It's etc.
I know. I
That's
corrected
not
myself.
good diction, buddy. That's poor diction.
I know. Software, etc. I mean, I say etc., but sometimes I just say etc. Because I think that was how people said it around where I grew up. I haven't been into one of these barely at all in my life. I think
that was like the first chain video game store that we had where I lived. Like
Really?
I think we had that before like EB Games or GameStop or Electronics Boutique. We had a software, etc. at the mall.
We had Electronics Boutique at my mall, but I feel like I went to a software, etc. The only time I went to one was in the Walden Galleria in Buffalo, and that's where I bought Spider-Man for the Genesis. Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody reckoning in the chat is saying, "Let me take a sip of my espresso." That's what it's like when you say etc. It's like espresso.
Yes, I'm aware, and I corrected myself as soon as I said etc. I said etc. right after. It's all like portable stuff. Get a grip. I didn't have a Game Gear back in the day. I didn't have a Game Boy. I had a Lynx.
I almost had a Game Gear.
What made you change your mind?
They were like, I saved up the money and like went to the store to get it, and like they were out of stock, and so I just never got one. Like I'm not even sure what I think I probably bought like a new part for my computer or something with the money, but I ended up never getting a Game Gear.
we got Voltar in the chat. He's saying, "Whose beautiful hands are these? These are my beautiful compression gloved hands."
He's trying to tell some story about how he has like some disease or virus or something, but the fact is that Coury has been taking advantage of all of this fancy AV equipment that he has in his basement. He's been doing hand modeling on the side, and so now he has to really protect his hands and not get, calluses or scrapes or whatnot.
Yeah,
because that's literally taking money out of his pocket.
I've been doing things where I've been like holding like wire cutters like this.
Exactly.
or like this thing.
What is that?
It's a air blower for lenses that blows the air off the lenses.
I just blow on it.
I know. Well,
Just
that's what heathens do. They blow on the lens. I like to use a very gentle air puffer for mine.
You know what you can also do is like use a lens cap so that you don't get crap all over your lens in the first place.
Yeah. That's true. I don't know where my lens cap is. It's around here somewhere.
It's today Pick on Coury Day. Every day is Pick on Coury Day. I have to, because when we're like off camera, like if we're just video chatting, like he's like, oh, I have 186,000 subscribers. How many do you have? Exactly. Shut up. And so like when the cameras are rolling is the only time I can kind of get my shots back in.
I know. I try to, rile you up for this.
Yeah.
Mickey's Challenge, Rebel Assault, Jurassic Park for the 3DO. I'm surprised at these review for Jurassic Park.
It kind of runs counter to what you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rebel Assault, pretty good. I liked it back in the day. Playing it now, that first level where you're flying through the trenches on Tatooine, it just looks like a mass of like yellow blobs.
I don't like that. See, the problem is by the time that came out on the Sega CD, like I'd already been playing X-Wing, on the PC. So in comparison, Rebel Assault looks pretty horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not a great game, but I liked it back in the day. We got NCW wrestling. Is this something? Was this like Fire Pro in Japan?
I don't know. I'm not really.
I'm sure somebody can answer that, but I have no idea. When it comes to wrestling games, I know nothing except for like the N64 ones, which I didn't even play. I only know about that they were as good as they were because I worked at Electronics Boutique at the time, and everyone was like, "Oh, you got that new WCW game?" Jungle Book, Mickey's Challenge, and Asterix the Gaul. NBA Action, Jungle Book for Game Gear, Pack Attack, and Super Sidekicks 2. I'm kind of amazed at the amount of Neo Geo reviews that are in here.
Super Sidekicks 2 is pretty fun, I gotta say. Like all the Super Sidekicks games are pretty good. I don't even really like soccer, but
it sounds like a beat 'em up.
Super Sidekicks?
Yeah, but it is a.
It's kind of true. It kind of does. Like, hey, like you're gonna go rescue your girlfriend or whatever, and you've got your super sidekicks with you.
Mm-hmm. I think about that. There's a show on TV when I was a kid called Sidekicks. They had like Ernie Reyes Jr. in it, like really really young Ernie Reyes Jr. Like the Last Dragon era Ernie Reyes Jr. Where he's like a little kid, like before teenage Ernie Reyes Jr. and Ninja Turtles 2.
See, this is what I thought too. People are saying that your echo is because your voice is coming through my microphone.
Is it possible?
Absolutely.
Maybe
it's it's a good microphone. It's going to pick that kind of stuff up.
That's true.
Yeah.
I can't get too much of a good thing. I have no idea. Oh, it's just more EGM. Sega Force. I mean, is Sega Force different than Mega Play? Is Sega Force the EGM2 version of Mega Play? Beginning July 19th, 1994. I feel like the first issue of EGM.
You keep talking. I'm working on something over here.
I know. I'm just thinking about buying my first issue of EGM2, and I feel like it might have been the same day that I bought REM's Monster, but I feel like that was 95. But then maybe I saw them in 95, and I bought the album the year before. I know it was not July 19th. I bought an issue of EGM2 the same day I bought REM's Monster. You grab it. I wonder if he's grabbing some headphones. Connor Terry, I never found the person who did the Game Players game tapes. You grabbing some headphones to see if that helps? You're going to see if that makes a difference? Maybe.
All right.
Let's see if that helps. I mean, we all can't have super high-powered shotgun microphones.
Yeah, but just by the way, Electron Ash in the chat, this is because of you. So think about that. Actually, it's kind of cold down here, and these are going to keep my ears warm. So
You're a big baseball fan, aren't you?
I mean, I'm a baseball fan. I don't know if I'm a big. I mean, I don't know what where the line is there, but
Yeah.
I like baseball, yes, and I like baseball video games quite a bit.
I've tried so much, but it all seems to go back to playing Little League for me. And I just like had the worst time playing Little League. The one and only year that I ever played. It was 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't quite know why I played. But I mean, I got hit with the pitch like every time.
That sounds kind of on purpose.
I mean,
that sounds more like
it
you
could
were
have
crowding
been.
up
It
the
could have
gate,
been.
like,
I mean, okay, they're still saying there's echo, but I'll research it.
I'm not changing it back. So
yeah.
The headphones helped me, to be honest, because I was trying to keep your voice coming through my speakers kind of low, so that I wouldn't get echo, and so now I can turn you up better. So
yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if it has to do
yeah,
with.
You should never blame my microphone because my microphone is amazing.
Let me see if this helps. No, it's all the way down. It's like shouldn't be doing anything. I don't know. I'll mess with it another time. But every time I get hit with a pitch, and I hit the ball one time, and it was caught. On the other hand, my brother had a horrible time as well, but he hit the ball one time the entire year, and it was a home run.
Wow.
Not the same story, though, for me. Top 10. One is Super Street Fighter 2.
Coury was so bad at baseball as a kid. He's the only kid I ever knew who could get hit by a pitch playing T-ball.
Every time. It's almost like the little stand you put the T was out to get me.
Yeah.
You got a Super Street Fighter 2. You got Virtua Racing on here. Saturday Night Slam Masters, Pocket Rocket 2. A lot of games are just reviewed in this issue. Although Super Metroid's on here, Reader's Top 10, MK2.
I can only ever read the name Virtua Racing in the voice of that guy that on the title screen of Virtua Racing.
Yep.
Like he had a weird accent, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't even sound like it was digitized from like a real voice or anything. I have other good top 10s, but we got a Starfleet Academy, the Starship Bridge Simulator. I never played this. It doesn't seem like something that would interest me.
You know, it was weird because like around this time I was like a huge Star Trek fan, but I never got into any of the video games.
Yeah,
like, I would try,
neither did I. When did
I got Star Trek 25th anniversary for the PC, and I tried that, and like just none of them could hold my attention at all.
I mean, do you think that it was 94? What like that must have been pretty close to Generations, or Generations come out like in 96. But I mean,
I don't know. It was after the series ended, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
So, and when did the series ended in like 94, didn't it?
I think so. I don't know.
I'll look it up, I swear.
But before that, I saw Star Trek 4, 5, and 6 in the theater, but I never saw any before that.
I saw 3. So,
did you?
Yeah. Well, I'm 2 years older than you, so. Yeah, and it ended in 94.
And I mean,
but
I only think I
saw 3 and 6 in the theater. I didn't see 4 or 5 in the theater.
Well, I mean, 4, I only kind of half saw it because I remember I was so sick.
Yeah.
At that time that I went out to the lobby and like laid on the bench.
That's
for most of the movie. And like, you know, my dad was just like, I'm just gonna watch the whole movie.
That's what I would do too. Like, I didn't want to have you.
Right? It's like, He's just like out there by himself in the lobby. I'm not worried about him. I mean, if Electronic Ash is saying that was 86, and I mean, I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let my 8-year-old like go sleep in the movie theater lobby while I like watch the movie. Like if she was just by herself. You know? That seems crazy.
Was your mom there?
What's that?
Was your mother there?
No. My parents were split
rough.
like before I was even a year old.
Oh.
So, I mean, we live with our mom, and every Wednesday my dad would take my brother and I out to dinner, and every Saturday we'd spend the day with him. Like we go to his house. I told it before on the stream, but I mean, there's a videotape that my brother and I recorded over the course of a summer. It was right before I was going into 4th grade. And he was going into like 7th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been like 87 probably. Because I remember my brother got his NES during that time period. Because there's a portion of that videotape where he had just gotten his NES. And he had that Nintendo Player's Guide book. And we're like reading through it. Anyways, I watch that now, and it's very, very apparent to me that when my dad had us on Saturdays, he would just like nap and everything like all day long.
Yeah.
And I watch it now. It's like, oh, he's like obviously hungover every single Saturday. It's either he was like napping or he was like sitting at the kitchen table reading the newspaper. Yeah. Got some top 10s. I mean, this kind of stuff I never paid attention. Like I just didn't care what was the top 10 on each system.
Well, number 2 in the 3DO is John Madden Football. Number 3 out of the
which is a good game.
I can barely read that.
I can give you the close up if you want to see it.
Oh, stop it with
that. We got the hint line. All right, gaming.
Hold on, flip the page back. Can you still No, never mind. I'm not going to do that.
What's that? Oh, do you want to try and call it?
I was going to call it, but what happens if you call a 1-900 number? You know, like I don't
know what happens now. It's only $1 a minute.
Yeah, but I'm just afraid that it's going to end up being some line for weirdos, and my name's going to end up on a list or something.
I mean, did you ever have a situation where you called like way too many 900 numbers?
I've never called.
It like resulted in some big bill.
No way. I've never in my life called a 900 number or a 976 number, any of that stuff. I would have gotten in so much trouble.
See, I mean, I feel like I had a lot of friends that happened with. They, I mean, it will happen with me. Like I called this one, like it was like a paranormal one, ready to tell you like stories, and it was like, you know, like over $100, and the phone bill, and I think that happens so often that like if you know, my mom called the phone company and said I had no idea this was happening, and they just like removed it from the bill. I think that kind of stuff probably happened all the time.
Wow. So you could have been like some dirtbag and like called one of those like, you know, adult oriented 900 lines like a few times, and at the end of the month be like, yeah, I don't know how that happened. Stupid kid probably or whatever, you know.
What was the one that was like always the adult number or the adult line that you'd call, and the ad for it was like pick up the phone? You know what I'm talking about? I'm sure somebody in the chat.
No, maybe that was a regional thing for you or something.
I bet you there's somebody in the chat that will know what I'm talking about when I say that. It's like
I told this story before though, but one time when I was in high school, my friend and I, just as like an experiment or something, we thought like think of any 7-letter dirty phrase that you can think of, like, you know, like I'm not going to say any of them on your show, but you know, like verb or I mean adjective plus noun that makes 7 letters. Any of them we could possibly think of, we would just dial 1-800 and then that, And without fail, every single one of them worked and was like, hey, baby, like, hang up the phone right now and call 1-900, like, blah, 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 blah. And
Yeah.
like, but it was like somebody's job at some point was that they sat down and thought of, okay, like, wet this and wet that and hard this and like, and just going and making as many as they could and then calling the phone company and like reserving all of them. Oh yeah, was it Live Links? Somebody says in the chat.
I do know the digital booty knows the pick up the phone line though, at least.
Oh yeah, 1-900 Mix-a-Lot. That was a famous one. You know, from the song.
All right. So next we'll move on to the gaming gossip by Quarterman, aka Steve Harris.
Somebody said they called 1-800 wet fart.
And it was a
I don't that's the kind of thing if I was rich and that was available, like I would, you know, I would register 1-800 wet fart and it would be free and you would just call it and it would just be like a big wet fart and then it would hang up on you. Because sometimes you're having a bad day and you know, I just need a little pick me up. And it wouldn't always be the same sound sample because that would get boring. It would be a random one when you called.
I mean, that sounds it's just like from a like a soundboard of like 100 different. You have to every time you call, it's a different. You get a different wet fart.
Yeah, like, oh man, what did that guy eat? That guy needs to change his underwear.
Wouldn't it be funny? And then it's like it tells you exactly what he ate after you hear it. This is what it's made up of.
Yeah. Sound file 2B Cincinnati chili. And then it would just play it.
A 5-way from Dixie Chili. All right. This is the kind of entertainment you don't get on our normal Sunday night streams right here. After I've had half a glass of Point Rider whiskey.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not seeing anything really.
Do you eat a lot of Cincinnati chili? I mean, it's you.
I mean, my kids we just kind of really started getting into Skyline lately.
Is that not the same thing? I thought that was like a.
Well, Skyline and Dixie Chili. So the owners or the creators of those companies were business partners for a long time, and then they had a big falling out, and they both started their own competing company. And one of them, Dixie Chili, is like there's not very many restaurants. There's only maybe there's less than 10 of them. But it's like kind of a whole experience. Like you go in and you sit down and it's like kind of like a diner type place.
Yeah.
And is there anybody, Henry? Okay, Henry Clark, can you, I'm going to have to take care of this person here. I just have to do that.
I took care of him.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But then Skyline is like everywhere. And then there's Gold Star, which I think is Gold Star is like
they
not
serve
very
that
good.
over spaghetti. Is that right or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like chili and spaghetti and with like a ton of cheese on it.
Wow. Yeah, that was the problem I was having, Henry. He was really like, dodging and weaving. It's like swatting a fly.
Yeah. I mean, imagine that's what you're spending your Thursday night doing. I'm just going to go to random chats and spam the letter Q.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. Lots of fighting game stuff. Acclaim has sewn up 1995 summer blockbuster Batman Forever. The game will also be seen as Acclaim's first coin-op entry. So did Acclaim develop the arcade version of Batman Forever also?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Not a lot of stuff that's like really jumping out at me here. Crystal Dynamics is looking to refocus their efforts away from the 3DO.
It's probably a good move.
Yes. I mean, that worked out pretty well for them, I think.
Yeah.
I got another ad for Rebel Assault. Does not look very good in these screenshots. If I saw these screenshots even then, I would say, like, doesn't look really that good. Oh, here we go. 32-bit PSX system. And it's straight up the PlayStation here. So, I mean, okay, so right here, there's the actual PlayStation system held up at the conference. Looks exactly the same. Like
I mean, or it's a really, really good drawing of somebody's hands.
Yeah, well, it says the actual PSX system when held up at the demonstrators conference.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of the original style PS1 controller?
You mean
like this one here?
This?
What's that? Oh,
I got one right here.
Oh, yeah. You got a black one.
No, it's smoke.
Oh,
black one, please. Yeah, I actually really like that controller. Like I don't use an analog controller unless you know, if I'm playing a game that requires it or whatever or takes advantage of it, I'll use it. But other than that, I like using just because like when I bought my PlayStation, it was before the analog controllers came out. So like for me, that was my original PlayStation controller. So probably just for nostalgia reasons, I like that one.
I see that Tyler Grice is saying that my son is super into fart sounds right now, and it's absolutely true. Chris, if you've never listened to the song "Farting Around" by Kevin MacLeod, who like does that Incomtech free music service,
my show's theme song is a Kevin MacLeod jam.
You should check out. You should change your theme song to be "Farting Around" by Kevin.
I'm probably not going to do that, but I'll.
You should listen to it. It's an entire song made up of fart sounds, and my son has played it repeatedly on Alexa.
All right, I got it loaded up to check out later.
Okay, I mean, I think you should just listen to it right now since you're just on your headphones.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
You can check it out and listen to it because anybody would listen to that song like super loud in their car. Crank it up on your stereo system.
This is pretty good, dude.
I mean, it takes some talent. I'm not gonna lie. To make that like,
there's a couple of wet ones in there.
Smash TV wants to write you a new theme. All right.
I should get a new theme song instead of the generic one that I use, but
so
I should just change it to that.
So Troy and I talk about this a lot. Before the PlayStation 1 came out, did you think that it was ever going to be a success?
I don't think it's something I really thought about very much. To be honest.
I mean, for me, I would like put it in the same category as like the 3DO or the CDI.
Really?
Like I just thought it's just gonna be another system like that made by a company that doesn't make games.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like, and I'm sure, probably maybe you remember the same thing, but like, I feel like it can't be overstated what like the weight that the name Sony had in like the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
Like if you went to somebody's house and they had like a Sony TV or a Sony stereo, so the kid came to school and had a Sony Walkman, like that was like the real deal above and beyond like anything else.
Yeah. Because they were so much more expensive too and really well built. Did you know anybody that had one of the yellow Sony Walkmans?
Yeah, I was just talking to my friend about that yesterday.
They had like
I wanted one of those so bad. Yeah, I wanted one of those so bad when I was a kid.
Did it have the headphones that were like flat and they went in your ear sideways? Or not sideways, but they're just like
at one point. Discs. At one point, they definitely had those. I don't know if that's what it always came with, or if at one point it came with different ones. But yeah, there were the Sony Sports I remember those were like the de facto headphones for a while. Like people kind of quit using the on the ear headphones, but it was like before earbuds were really a thing.
Right.
And they had the ones you're talking about. But then it's funny because now they don't sell those anymore, like at all.
I wonder if there's a reason. I wonder if they just actually really sound like crap.
They're pretty crappy, I think.
But that yellow Walkman, man, like anybody who had one of those, I was always really jealous because I would get a new Walkman probably like once a year. You know,
Yeah.
I would buy whatever was in my budget, I guess at the time,
Yeah.
and that I would like listen to mixtapes all summer long
Yeah.
on that, and it would while I was mowing the lawn, and it always like die within a year.
Yeah.
But I do want to
Yeah.
say, like, I saw your tweet about making mixtapes.
Oh yeah, that's my thing now. Like people
And
are like, "Hey,
I'm
why?
way into that.
When's the next episode of the show coming out?" And I'd be like, "I'm real busy over it. I got my hands full making mixtapes. I don't have time to."
I feel like
make
you should
videos.
start like a group. I would totally be into a group where
I
every
wasn't-
month.
I was not joking. Like I would love to do that.
I mean, it seems like it would take a long time, but that's okay, you know, because you know
Would
that
it though?
there's
I mean, you
a
would just
time
make. I would just make
investment
one
that-
tape and then run off like 5 copies and like send them out to everybody else in the club, you know. And then that mean like every month you would get like a few tapes in the mail. Like
Dude,
that would
that
be
would
so
be
cool.
amazing. Or it could just
Yeah.
be like
And-
a whole group, and everyone can get like a different person.
You could. I mean, yeah, I feel like if you're going to already put in the effort to make a mixtape, you might as well make 5 copies of it.
I guess, but that you then, you know, even with high speed dubbing, you got to go like that's more of a time sink. But you could just like make one
Yeah.
tape,
Yeah.
for a person.
Yeah.
And I
Either
guess
way.
if you're getting a different person each month, you'd probably like remake that same tape over and over again. So it makes me wonder if you just like get a
That would
person
be
for a
laziness,
year,
though.
and then you know
Yeah.
you have that if you have that same person for a year, then it really you got to
Yeah.
like put different stuff on there.
Do you even have a cassette deck?
No, but I see them all
Or
the
why
time.
are we
at
even?
Goodwill.
Yeah. You should get one, dude. Let's do it.
I could get into that.
Because you know what else I've been doing?
What?
Because you can't. It's hard to get blank tapes now.
Right.
Like I was actually going to make a whole video about this for my side channel because this is like my thing I'm doing now. Like my local record store sells these cassette tape grab bags. So
Mhm.
it's like a paper sack, like a lunch sack, and it's got like 6 tapes in it, and it's stapled shut, and it's $2. And like the guy, like I'm kind of buddies with the guy that owns the store, and he's telling me, he's like, "Dude, don't buy those. Like those are literally the tapes that I can't even get $1 for. So I put them in these bags." But like I don't care because I'm not going to listen to the tapes because like the tapes that are in those bags are so bad that nobody's ever listened to them. Like sometimes they've been listened to like once. So it's basically like a brand new tape. So I just take it and tape over the copy protect holes, and then you can just use it and make a mixtape and just put like a label over it.
You know, I guarantee you that actually
Yeah.
cassette tapes are not that expensive anymore, because I know that the tapes are kind of like coming back to a certain extent, and you can buy them like in more of a mass-produced way.
Oh yeah, you could buy like 100 blank tapes brand new. There's a company here in the US that still makes them, and you could buy 100 tapes brand new for like $50, $60, something
Oh
like
my
that.
god.
For
Let's
100
do
of
it.
them.
I'm so into this.
Do it. You go get a tape deck and make sure that it works, and then you come back and talk to me. We'll do it. I
sounds
couldn't
good.
believe that Smoke Monster wouldn't. I thought
That's,
for
like, sounds
sure
too
like
much
me
of a-
and
But you know what? Maybe if both of us are on board, he might be into it. Look at this. Look at him. Just we're getting like a good shot of the.
yeah, you're just trying to show off.
It actually like adds a lot to it, you know, adds to the point of view. Like this is what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm drinking water. That's what you're doing.
All right, the Vivid 3D.
I have too much respect for the audience to just sit here and get a little lit or whatever on camera. But I have to
It's
say
Thursday. My kids had a snow day today. I'm like, this is like I'm ready to let loose.
I appreciate the fact, that, and I'm kind of jealous maybe of the fact that you can you go through life unencumbered by things like personal standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unencumbered. I do have to wonder.
Yeah.
Really quick, if this
Sure.
could be what's coming through. No, because it wouldn't be. Forget it. Forget it.
No, somebody said that you mean your little phone thing you got going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody in the chat brought that up and said, "Oh, maybe it's that."
Let me just back out of it and see if that fixes it. Let's see if that echo goes away.
Oh, somebody Electron Ash says Smoke Monster is going to file a copyright notice on you for the fingerless gloves. So that's right. He wears
Oh,
fingerless
right. That's
gloves.
true.
I wonder if he has the whatever you have there. I'm
I don't
sorry, I
know.
forgot the name.
I can't. I don't have any lights to put on. I can't have like different patterns going behind me.
You need blue and pink behind you, man.
Next time. Maybe Smoke Monster should be on a magazine read through with us next time.
I think that would be awesome.
So we got Vivid 3D. I can't really tell you anything about this.
That's the ultimate in game sound.
I know. New Reality. You can call New Reality at this 800 number. Why just play games when you can be there? Look at that. We got $5 from Brent McLean saying if it's a mixtape club that us nobodies can join, I'm super in.
The more people we can get to do it, the more fun it would be. If it's just me and you, that's boring.
Yeah. Are you a big fan of the movie and or book and or TV show of High Fidelity?
I'm not sure of it. I mean, I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure I've seen it.
Oh, you need to watch it. The movie specifically.
That's John Cusack, right?
Yes. And I don't know if that came out before or after Grosse Point Blank, but I feel like it's like the last really good movie he was in. If it was after Grosse Point Blank. But you should watch it. One of my favorite movies. It's like a love letter to music and mixtapes and just like all this good stuff. And
it came out in 2000.
Yes. And that is a movie that I watched so many times, like when I went through a bad breakup, because the whole movie is about going through and recovering from a breakup.
Yeah.
And how much of a role music plays in that process.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you like that.
Do you have like songs that have been sort of like ruined for you because like you listen to them through something like that, and like now if you listen to it, it's going to make it, bring those feelings back, so you can't listen.
No,
to
it doesn't. It doesn't bring. No, not really.
Yeah,
not really. Like it doesn't. Like I always think about like if songs like help me through something, like it makes me like them even more.
I see.
We got upcoming titles for the PSX.
What do we got over there? Because this is something I've been spending a lot of time working on lately.
Right. I mean,
you got a Raiden thing there by Saibu Kaihatsu. Any chance you ever get to say on camera Saibu Kaihatsu, you should definitely do it.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically known for like the Raiden series and the Strider, right? Isn't Strider Saibu Kaihatsu? Like, or am I
a sequel or something?
No, I mean, or like they have something to do with like the character, but maybe not. I think I might be like there might be another name that's very similar to that.
There's Dynamite Duke. That game sucks.
Because Strider is technically
Dead Angle
Capcom, but I thought it was like the character. But maybe it might be like a artist or artist company or something.
I don't see anything in here about Strider. Sorry.
Oh well. Let's see here. Namco.
I look. There's nothing good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, is there something saying seventh guest? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, 11th Hour. That never
Fourth
came out on
Amendment.
the PS1. Neither of those games came out for it.
All right,
So
what's
I've
this
guessed 1 or
basketball
2.
game gonna be? Turn the page, dude.
We got some basketball game. Jam It.
Uh,
And of course, all these, when they need to sell a basketball game, you just show these close-up shots of people like doing slam dunks.
yeah.
That's all you need to show. Which is
Yeah.
like, in motion, they never look good.
No, it's like 3 frames of animation.
Yeah.
I was just hoping it would be an ad for like NBA Live 95 or something. You know, since that's the best basketball game ever made, or at least I'll say the best, like maybe simulation style. It's not as good as NBA Jam, obviously, but it's kind of a apples to oranges kind of thing.
We got Arc the Rad right here. It says Arc the Rad looks cool.
I never got that one. I got the Lunar and Lunar 2 little boxed sets for the PlayStation, but I never got the Arc the Lad. You know what I'm talking about? The little working designs.
Oh yeah, yeah. The boxes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I always wanted to pick up the Arc the Lad one, but I never found it for like a good, what was at the time a good deal. And of course now I'm sure it's very much more expensive.
Wacky Race, Cyber Sled. Cyber Sled, is that a long box game?
Yep. Yeah.
Is that going to be in like? Are you
it.
working on doing anything with that game?
Yeah, it will be featured in the show.
Because that's one of those
In
games
fact,
that I forget that even existed. But I remember the big sit down. It's almost like Virtual On-esque, right? It's like a one-on-one game, like a fight, like not a fighting game, but like an arena fighting type thing. Arena shooter, maybe.
I mean, I guess if you want to call it that, I don't.
I remember playing it in the arcade one time.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of enjoyed it, but if I had paid $50 for it in '95, I'd be kind of pissed off. It was like, you know, in that video, it's the kind of thing where that game got like maybe a 1-minute segment, you know, on the show because
what is there really to say about it?
Not super interesting, but I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I've had fun playing it just to record the footage,
right?
And it's kind of cool because that game, so the graphics were upgraded for the PlayStation. Like I don't remember if it's like, you know, texture map versus flat shaded polygons or whatever.
Was it like garage?
I don't usually. Yeah, see, I don't get that. I don't even know what that means. I don't get all into that on my show, but it looks better on the PlayStation than in the arcade. But there's an option in the game where you can play it with the original arcade visuals, which I thought that was kind of
that's cool. That's cool. They
feature.
do something like that.
Yeah,
because then it really feels like you're getting the arcade version and an upgraded version.
Yeah,
feels like more for your money. I got Ridge Racer. I mean, Ridge Racer. Do you feel like would be annoyed if you had paid $50 for that game back in the day?
No, I feel like if I had bought a PlayStation at launch, then that's probably the game I would have bought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's only like one track in it, isn't there?
Or is no, not really. It's like it's kind of like there's one big track, and then there's sort of sections of it that are used for, you know, different, you know, stages of the game or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, it's not like a super awesome, like deep game or whatever. But I just feel like at that time I was, you know, I was into racing games even back then, and so I'm pretty sure that, like, you know, I didn't buy a PlayStation at launch, but if I had, I would have gotten that game, and I think I would have thought it was pretty cool. And that was one of those games where, of course, you know, you could pop out the game disc and put in a CD.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy that you could do that. Did you have to put the CD back in after the race was over?
I mean, I would think that at some point you're going to have to put the game CD back in, but I don't.
But maybe not. I mean, you only see that first loading screen, right? I don't know. I've barely played the original. I played the 60 frame the 60 FPS version that came with Ridge Racer Type 4.
Yeah.
Jam it. You got an in-depth look at the Super Game Boy. It's like here's Zelda, here's Mortal Kombat. It's got screensavers. Oh my gosh, guys, you're not gonna believe it, but your Super Game Boy has screensavers on it just in case.
Yeah,
it's really the border to the window.
Dune.
What's up, Dune?
Yeah.
But isn't on the PC? Isn't this Dune 2?
Yeah. But it seems like I haven't played this Genesis version, but I played the crap out of the PC game, and they look like they're basically the same game. But I don't know. I've never done like a research of the history of RTS games, but people say that Dune 2 on the PC is like the original RTS game.
Well, I mean, and a lot of people argue that Herzog Zwei is the
yeah, that's true. I guess that has a lot of the same although that never came out on the PC.
I've been slowly kind of working on a side video and just like drawing up or writing up ideas for it, and one of them is like, what do I feel is like my game of the year from like 1990 to like from 1990 to 2000 or 1999.
Would that be like 10 separate videos or just one big video?
One big video.
See, you should make that 10 separate videos.
I don't want to talk about every game for so long, but I think I could talk about.
No, but I'm saying you could make them short videos. Like if it was just 5 or 10 minutes and it was just like, here's some of the, marquee games that came out in 1990, and then like you could have like your top 3 or something, and then like
that's true. But
I only say that because like, I think I have the bad habit of like every video I release ever is like really long. But like I appreciate it when like content creators that I watch release something that's short so that I can just kind of watch it and not have to make a schedule for when I'm going to check it out,
Well,
just food for thought,
Yeah, and here I am thinking about doing a single video on all the Black Grid box games.
Yeah.
And I wrote it down as like 2.5 pages to like list all the games.
Yeah, that would be a long video.
Yeah. But I could just put like 2 paragraphs per game, a paragraph or 2. But I want to kind of do more than that. But maybe I could just make them all as one big long video and then release them all like days apart. Imagine it like a video coming out like every day for 56 days.
Yeah.
That'd be so stupid. But
Yeah.
I got FIFA, International Soccer, and the Sega CD, and the Genesis and Super Nintendo. I don't know.
I don't know anything about the Sega CD version of that. I don't know if that's got anything that makes it better. Like, like NHL 94, if you play the Sega CD version, you get the real organ sound.
Right.
And Ron Barr's voice.
Well, I need to know, like on your arcade cabinet, on your Mistercade, are you playing you have the Sega CD version on there?
I have both. Yeah. Sometimes I, switch it up. That's, I need a little, if I want to spice it up down here, it's like, well, are we playing the CD version or are we playing the cartridge version?
Because those remixes of the original music on the CD version are so good.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. But so the reason that sometimes I wouldn't want to play the CD, like I will literally turn on the cabinet and load up NHL 94 and then just not even play it because it'll just keep playing. Like I'll start a game. I'll have a full 60-minute, 20-minute periods game and just set it in demo mode so that it just like plays. And then when the game is over after a while, it'll just start a whole new game with different teams, but using the same like options that you put in.
Really?
Because I just like having it as like background noise. But if I was playing the CD version, then that means that like every 20 minutes or something, I would have to hear Ron Barr, talking about, Daryl Sutter and Jeremy Roenick and stuff. And that would get annoying.
Who was Ron Barr on? What was he on? Was
I
on
thought he had a
ESPN?
radio show.
Okay. I mean,
Like, I think he had like a nationally syndicated like radio sports talk show. I believe that's what I've been told.
What about everybody else? I mean, nobody was ever like on TV, were they?
Who? What do you mean everybody
Like
else?
any of the commentators or anything?
What commentators?
Well, is it Ron Barr? Is he just like doing the updates, or I mean, there's no commentators, I guess, in those early ones.
Yeah, he's the only guy.
I mean, in Buffalo, like the commentator that I'd always listen to with the Buffalo Sabres was Rick Jeanneret. If you've never heard anything by him, you should like listen to him because he goes crazy.
How do you spell his name?
I think it's with a G, Jeanneret. I think it is. I can look it up. Ooh.
Oh, wait a minute. All right, yeah, I found it. All right, I'll check it out later. Oh wait, no, I can check it out right now. I forgot I have headphones.
It
is a J.
I thought it was a G, but I guess not. I don't know. All right, moving on. We got T-Mech by Atari Games. I've never even heard of this game. Look at this cabinet. You ever played this? I've never even heard of it.
Dude, I'm trying to listen to Rick Jeanneret, man.
See the happy, good fun is saying, Rick. Back when I would put the radio on my stereo receiver and listen. Every once in a while. I mean, there was like 2 years that I was like really into hockey.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that being exciting listening to that. I'm always kind of the opposite. Like I really like I like sports play-by-play guys who are like never excited about anything. Like my all-time favorite football play-by-play guy was Pat Summerall. Like Pat Summerall and John Madden is the perfect commentating duo. But it didn't matter whatever happened on the field. Pat Summerall was never excited about any of it, you know? And like I just used to love that because it was like a perfect balance for John Madden. That's what John Madden needed, you know?
Right. I got some Tecmo. What is that? Oh, that's fine. Whatever.
It's funny how popular the Tecmo games were on the NES, and then I feel like I didn't know anybody who had like Tecmo Super Bowl for like the Genesis or you know,
no,
Super Nintendo. You know?
Only the NES version.
Yeah.
That's the only one anybody I knew, and we all liked it because you could kick like 90-yard field goals in it. But someone was saying that T-Mech may have come out for the Jaguar, the Jag. I've never even heard of it.
That does sound familiar.
T-Mech. Here's Super Sidekicks. It does look pretty good. I'll have to try that out.
Yeah, it's very, very arcadey as you would expect, and that just makes it a lot of fun. T-Mech was in development for the Jaguar, but it looks like it didn't get released. Although it did come out for the 32X.
Did you know anybody that called it the Jaguar?
Yeah, I don't like people saying. I still hear people will say that sometimes, like
and we say
talking about the animal or the car or
the
whatever.
Jaguar.
Like,
yeah,
the Jaguar.
Yeah, the Jaguar.
So I don't. You know, British people say Jaguar.
I was saying Jaguar the other day because I thought it was like really funny to say. I don't know how it came up, but I think I was talking to my son about something about like, you know, like I was asking him, what is your favorite like kind of like lion or cat, jungle cat?
Yeah.
And I said, is it a Jaguar? I just wanted to say Jaguar.
Smoke Monster's here. Where have you been? We've been talking about you.
Oh yeah, we were like saying you're gonna, you know, put a copyright claim because of my compression gloves.
Whoa, Electron Ash says that gaming historian Norm says Jaguar.
Jaguar.
No.
Oh,
Wow, I don't really.
well.
I love Norm, but
We're gonna have to.
I don't know.
We have to get that Jaguar out of him. You know, I had a friend who would just say Jaguar all the time. He got that. What's the Jaguar game for the Sega CD?
Jaguar XJ220.
Yeah. He really wanted He's like, I want to get the Jaguar game, driving game. I mean, I don't even know. Maybe it's just because his parents said Jaguar.
It's hereditary, yeah. That's a cool ad. I don't know why I like that ad, even though it's not a very good ad. Like it looks, I just like it.
If you wish hard enough, good things will happen. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Oh, I meant mostly the artwork. That seems like a dumb thing to. That's like something you'd get in a fortune.
That looks
cookie,
like the
but,
kind of. I bet you. I wonder if this. Almost looks like the artist who did a lot of Game Fan covers.
Yeah.
We should hunt down the person who did the art for this and do a documentary on him. You know, we got Under Fire by Taito. You know, did you have anybody that in the same idea behind calling it the Jaguar? I had a friend who called him Tato. Tato?
I said Tato when I was a kid. I didn't know the difference.
Like potato? Like potato?
Yeah. But it's not something we really talked about that often. It's not like Tato was, you know, like I had elevator actions. I was like, oh, it's like a Tato game or whatever, you know, like. I mean, there's lots of things we said. It like, you know, Ninja Gaiden, you know.
Yeah,
like,
Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, I mean,
we just didn't know any better.
Exactly. Like I definitely said Ninja Gaiden for the longest time. I mean, that's one of the things. Like I know that it'd be wrong if I said Ninja Gaiden in a video now.
Yeah.
Under Fire. It's a light gun game. I've never played this before either.
No, me either.
We got easy money, save big, free EA Sports game. Buy 2 sports games and between $5.15.94 and $7.31.94, and we'll send you a third EA Sports game free.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, stores do the same thing. You know, you have to wonder how much any of these cost.
Yeah.
You get $10 off of.
I can't.
Flashback.
What are the? I can't tell. Hey, you should get your phone out. I can't read what games those are. You don't have to do that. But are those like then current games, or are they like a year old or something?
I got Andretti Racing, FIFA Soccer, Madden NFL 94, NBA Showdown 94, NHL 94, PGA Tour Golf 2.
Yeah. See, so the only thing I would point out about that is this is the summer of '94, which means that a lot of those games were about to get replacements coming out for them. You know, because like NHL 94 came out like in 93, right? Because it was for the 93-94 season. So it's like we'll give you a free copy of NHL 94 because then like a month later you're going to want to get NHL 95 when it comes out.
It's just them trying.
Even though, yeah, they're just trying to. It's like, yeah.
Although we got $5 off of Bubsy up here.
Well, it's a much better deal.
Or $10 off of Flashback. You know, as I've been writing these, like my list for each year of games that I played I try to think about like for my games of the year from like 90 to 2000.
Yeah.
I'm only picking stuff that I played at the time, not stuff I've played since.
Oh, all right.
So, I mean, like games
Does
that I
it
would
count if you just rent? If it's just something you rented, is that okay, or did you have to?
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it's just stuff I played at the time that I felt like probably would have been if I was aware of something, of the idea of like having a game of the year, like what would I have picked at that time?
Yeah.
And I mean, Flashback's on my list. I think it's for 94, but I have a list for each year. I'm trying to figure out like what stuff to cut. And
did you have Flashback, or I remember I rented?
Oh yeah. I had Flashback. I remember it was a thing at Electronics Boutique. There was a like an event where you could go in and they were like demoing certain games, and they were demoing Star Fox like before it came out, and also Flashback. And I was a big Out of This World fan, so when I saw Flashback, I was like, I gotta get this because I loved Out of This World, aka Another World, which is on my list for I think 93, 92 or 93.
We watched the intro for that game so many times.
Oh, have you played through that game all the way?
No.
Oh, you need to. I think you really need to sit down. You can do it in like a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, really short game, especially if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I'm doing.
It's such a weird, awesome, and beautiful game. Oh, I got King of Dragons. This is one of those expensive games, but these screenshots are terrible. Yeah, Out of This World is really hard, but I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's not that.
Well, I just think I think when I was a kid, when we would play it, it was just like it kind of reminds me of playing like a Sierra adventure game as far as like the cheapness of the deaths. Like
right.
You pretty much just have to do something without having any reason to think there's anything wrong with it, and then you get killed and you realize, okay, I can't do that right there, and start over again. And I think we got tired of that. And it's like, look, I could do this and keep getting frustrated, or we could just watch the intro like 10 more times.
Yeah, with that car, like just
yeah.
I saw like a video a long time ago, or it was like maybe an animated GIF on Twitter, where it's like the original test footage from that he rotoscoped over, where he had like a toy car, and he was like shooting it on, like recording it.
Yeah.
And he was just trying to get like the perfect like spin out for it. And then he took that footage and like rotoscoped over top of it.
Yeah.
King of Dragons, I mean, I've never really played this one.
Yeah.
But it's one of those expensive Super Nintendo games. Oh, we got Samurai Showdown, the first one.
Oh man.
For the
it's the second Neo Geo game I ever played.
Yeah, I think that might have been the second one. I mean, because it was very impressive looking.
Yeah,
with the zooming in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the Art of Fighting might have been my first one, but they had zooming in and out too. So maybe it was. I probably played World Heroes before that.
Yeah, the 7-Eleven near my high school had a Neo Geo 2 slot in it. And so we used to go there after school, and the first game they had was World Heroes, and then at some point they got Samurai Spirits and stuck that in the second slot. So a lot of good memories of like sitting there drinking a Slurpee, watching my friend play Samurai Showdown.
Yeah, I mean there was no 7-Eleven by where I grew up, but we never had Slurpees. Although I think the Hills department store had like ices, which are still around.
Hills department stores or ices?
Ices.
Yeah, you can still get
Hills
ices,
is definitely gone. I mean, did you ever have a Hills where you were?
No, but where I work, we have an icy machine.
Oh, really?
Like not like in my office. I'm saying like on campus, I can go to the coffee house and they have an icy machine that I can get an ice. But we also have a 7-Eleven in town, so I can get a Slurpee. If you go to a 7-Eleven on July 11th every year, they give out small free Slurpees. Because it's 7-Eleven day,
Around here, they have, if you go to the different corner stores, or I don't know what they're called. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's like Circle K or if it's something else. But everyone has like Polar Pops, which are the same thing. They're just like gigantic cups of like pop. And I'm like, how do you even drink that much? Like soda at one time.
Yeah.
They're called Polar Pops.
Wait, hold on. I got to say something here real fast.
Sure.
Electron Ash. First of all, Electron Ash is causing a lot of problems in the chat tonight, I want to say. I guess Slush Puppy was the poor man's Slurpee.
It is different.
No,
It's
No,
different.
slush puppies is like the Cadillac of the sugary frozen beverage. Like, I will take a slush puppy over an icy or a Slurpee or whatever the heck Corey's talking about any day of the week.
Well, slush puppies. I mean, that's like slush puppies is what um, grocery store had around me, and we'd always like mix the flavors.
Yeah, I make like a suicide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that what you called it? A suicide?
Well, if you went, we called it that. Like if you went and did that
It'd be
with any
like
kind of drink,
black.
like if you went and got like a soda cup and like went down the line of the soda fountain and just like like that was called a suicide. Which I don't know why.
It's I never heard that term for it, but that's kind of awesome. But I mean, you do it with slush puppies, and like it would just like be black, like the color.
Yeah, yeah. But like somebody pointed out in the chat, they're thicker consistency and they have way more syrup.
Yeah.
Like the sugar content of a slush puppy is like through the roof. Oh yeah, now he says, okay, I never actually had a Slurpee. Well, Slurpees are good too.
Yeah, I mean they're different. They're different, like their consistency,
All,
like
yeah.
more like a slush puppy is more like water and like ice, like balls of ice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Slurpees are more like an icy gel type thing.
Yeah, like a slush puppy is almost like a liquid snow cone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
See, people in the chat are backing me up about calling them a suicide.
Soda flavors called suicide. That's great. That's I've never heard that term for it. That's pretty funny.
In fact, I used to, going back to Little League, there, like we used to go watch my cousin. My cousin was playing Little League, and this was in like a really small town. So like you'd go to a Little League game and like the stands would be like packed because it was like something to do.
Yeah.
Like all the kids that didn't play were out there watching, and some of the parents. And they had a really nice snack bar. And you could go to the snack bar and give them $1 or $2 or whatever to get a soda, and you could order a suicide, and they would just okay here, and they like, and it was like totally normal. Oh yeah, coming right up.
All right, we got a Cayman Rider
suicide and some nachos.
I like some nachos. I mean, at Hills they would have like a big snack bar, not snack bar, but like. I guess it is a snack bar. It's almost like a movie theater snack bar when you first walk in.
Yeah.
And that means you'd always have the hot dogs that are on those little rollers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just like such a vivid thing for me. Just like seeing those hot dogs on the little rollers. And anytime I see one of those, because they still exist at a lot of places, like take me back to like going to Hills.
Yeah.
There's Game Chasers are in the chat saying they're trying to think of something immature to randomly say, but I have nothing. Well, you can maybe you could reminisce about Hills a little bit. Maybe you had a Hills where you grew up. It was Hills and Ames for me. Yeah, Cayman Rider ZO. I don't know anything really about it. Looks like an FMV game.
I used to have not back in the day, obviously, because I didn't have a Super Nintendo, but I had that multi-tap on that NBA Jam ad, that Hudson Soft multi-tap.
And you never used all the ports.
Like I said, man. Like I said.
That's the one I have. And that's one I have it's in the closet, I think.
I am not people who know people.
Yeah, 3DO ad.
3DO ad.
Oh, look at it. They're like showing it off right here. We got Putt joins the parade. My son wanted he's asked me, do you have any Putt Games? I saw somebody on YouTube playing it.
What does he mean? Like miniature golf?
No, it's like a graphical text adventure type thing.
Oh, I guess I never heard of.
For kids. We got CPU Bach, Oceans Below, Woody Woodpecker, Pebble Beach Golf Links, Putt joins the parade, and The Animals. The Animals was kind of like a Compton's encyclopedia type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know anybody that would spend their money on something like this. on almost any of these. And then in the tiny screenshots, there's like Total Eclipse and Crash and Burn and Way of the Warrior and stuff.
Yeah,
Barely
like how
showing
all the good games have tiny screenshots, and then they have an entire blank page over there.
Right. Well, they say that one's eyesight decreases with 20% after the age of 35. With this fact in mind, we designed an ad that you can show to your parents. I see. I see what they're trying to do there. Oh, we got Gunstar Heroes over here on the Game Gear.
Yeah,
that's M2's first game.
Hey, is that
second game?
I know we have Gunstar Heroes and all that kind of stuff, but then next to that, there you have the Coca-Cola Kid for Game Gear.
Yeah,
is that why they released that special edition game, the Coca-Cola Game Gear?
I bet it is. I don't know personally, but I bet that is the reason why. Yeah.
That's pretty neat. I didn't know there was a video game tie-in.
It looks kind of good.
Looks like DJ Boy or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks. it looks kind of good, but I mean, I don't think that it's. There's no depth to it. I think it's just purely.
Well, it's
like
just Game Gear, man.
Side view. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Puyo Puyo.
Yeah. Chalk up, dude.
Super Formation Soccer 94 World Cup. Oh, that kind of looks like a soccer version of NCAA basketball on the Super Nintendo.
I am not a fan of that game.
That's one of those games that I really liked back when it came out, but I have no idea how it plays now. Like that
game makes me sick.
Really,
like the way it moves. Like it gives me like motion sickness. And then the same amount, if you ever played Stanley Cup hockey, but it's basically the same game. Like it's like a Mode 7 hockey game, and same thing. I just can't play it.
Except for NCAA, there's no background. It's just like they're floating in a blue space.
Yeah.
Ghost Chaser Densei. I can't say I played that. Looks like a beat 'em up. And Sailor Moon, another beat 'em up for the Mega Drive. I've never played it. I feel like I've seen that someplace though. I bet it's good. And over here we have Equinox, which is
Solstice, right? Isn't that the sequel to Solstice?
Yes. And this is Kedris's favorite Super Nintendo game.
Wow, that's
Oh
no!
Shoot! Hang on.
What did you do?
Hang on. Hang on.
Yeah, no problem.
For crying out loud.
Were they the
hang on.
camera battery run out or something?
No.
Oh, there you go. You're back. It's back.
So my camera is feeding through my receiver, which is feeding through to my capture card, and the Zone 2 output has a an 8-hour sleep timer on it. And apparently I had the Zone 2 on for 8 hours, and it just turned off.
We've been doing this for 8 hours. It's only 8:30. Wow.
We just passed 8 hours, and we're only on page 74.
Yeah.
All right. You got Hyperion for the Mega CD, which I have never played. It kind of looks like Soulstar.
Looks kind of neat.
Yeah. It says a Laser Active's video display capabilities. Did it only come out for the Laser Active? How's that even possible?
I don't know. I've never had a Laser Active, so I don't know much about it.
Yeah. It's a Laserdisc game. Huh. Maybe it has been here for 8 hours. That's correct. I got Godzilla Super Monster Battle. Battle is spelled with an battle. That's actually correct. Whatever. I don't know. It looks kind of like a sequel to the PC Engine version or the TurboGrafx 16 version. Did that come out in the US?
Sorry, what game are you talking about?
Godzilla.
Oh, I don't think so. It was a Turbo CD game.
Right.
I don't think it did. I wouldn't swear to that. But I remember that was in like that PC Engine Works or PCE Work, the guy that makes the
Right.
fancy bootlegs. Like,
Mhm.
I think he had Godzilla in like his first boxed set, like first or second box set, and that was like the whole thing of that was like, oh, it's never
Yeah, I
been
did.
released. Maybe I'm making all that up. I don't
I
know.
did a video on that set, like early on in the channel.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Do
was
you,
not. I was not a fan of it. If I
Yeah.
recall.
Did you play computer games back in the early 90s or
Not
no?
really.
No.
Not really.
'Cause JD Deluxe is saying I should do a let's read for some old PC like magazines. That
I think
would
that'd
like
be
to do
really
that, yeah,
interesting. I mean, I was
but I
aware of stuff, but I mean, I never had one. I mean, if
Yeah.
you did a let's read of say like a Game Players magazine or I mean, you're thinking about doing a VG and CE, right? They have a lot
Yeah,
of,
but
lot
I
of
think
PC games in there
I
too.
was talking about doing like a Computer Gaming World or like PC Gamer magazine.
I
from
think that'd
back
be
in the day.
interesting.
Yeah. I have a couple that I was thinking about doing a read through of, but
I don't remember what I was looking at today, but I mean, it was maybe thought it was like something that was mentioned for some reason, like the I don't know if it was like a side story to Leisure Suit Larry, but it was like less manly, less manly, and the search for the king, or something like that.
maybe was that about me? I'm less manly. That's
You a
what my
big
wife
Elvis
tells me
fan?
anyway. No.
Got Jelly Boy 2, which I've never played, and Is it Live a Live or Live Alive? I always wondered that.
I don't know.
Another ad for Equinox. Or the rest of the ad.
Yeah.
Fatal Fury 2 on the Game Boy.
I heard that's the version to play. People have told me. Like if you're only going to play one version of Fatal Fury 2, make it the Game Boy version.
Yeah, I mean you look at it though, and it looks very similar to like how the Neo Geo Pocket stuff looked. Both of these do.
Yeah, it's true.
Look very, very similar to that. And Magic Poi Poi, I don't know if that's it. Is it like a Puyo Puyo spin-off or something? I mean, it looks
like
very
it.
similar, just with like different characters. Then over here we got PTO, which is one of those games that I just like.
Yeah.
Like that. Any of these Koei strategy games were just way above the amount of effort that I wanted to put into a game.
For sure, yeah. Like I was always like fascinated by that kind of stuff, but I would have no idea what I was doing.
Yeah. I mean, it would just take too long to do anything. It's like this, Nobunaga's Ambition.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of these. Like, what is it? Liberty or Death. Is that one of them, or is that? I don't know. But
That's
like
a game, but
bunch
I'm
of
not
them.
sure it has anything to do with those.
Yeah, you're probably right. I wasn't playing games in the 90s. I was playing games in the 90s.
No, not PC games.
Oh, not PC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this Double Dragon. Look at these guys. I guess that's when the movie was coming out. I've never seen the complete Double Dragon movie. Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
This is an excellent game. These are not very good screenshots.
I think I actually played a little bit of that game the other day on the Mistercade.
Oh yeah? What'd you think?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's I mean
it reminded me of playing like Nom 1975.
Right.
Something like that,
I don't know if we talked about that on the last one of these streams. About how that game I played it recently. and it
What,
really
Nom
surprised me.
1975 or Wild Gun?
Yeah. Oh, Nom 75.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I was surprised,
Yeah, it's a pretty fun game.
but this is a great game. Oh, it says, I swear I've seen this game before. Operation Wolf, Nom 75. Nah. I wouldn't say Operation Wolf is anything close to this.
Yeah. What happened? Somebody sent you some vinyl?
What's that?
Did somebody send you some vinyl? Somebody in the chat says, Coury,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
glad
yeah.
the vinyl.
Yeah, I bought the Nier Automata and Replicant soundtrack from Rears to Blood is in the chat. And I was listening to it earlier today.
That sounds like that could be a source of a couple of tracks for your first mixtape.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought about putting game music on mixtapes, though.
Well, I mean, you have to make like themed mixtapes.
That's true.
Right? So I'm saying you could make one that's just, video game music.
Yeah,
I found,
mean,
I was telling you, like I said earlier, about buying tapes and like kind of repurposing them or whatever,
Mhm.
Like I got one today where like the cassette is blue and then the case for it is blue. So I'm gonna make that a Sega mixtape.
That's appropriate.
That's what
Very
I'm saying.
appropriate. I think I have a bunch of mixtapes in the closet someplace that were in my high school girlfriend's car.
Yeah.
I think when she got a CD player, she got rid of them all, and she gave them to me, and I have them in there somewhere. I should dig them out, see what's in there. I guarantee you, there's some of the ones that I made in there too. Not for her, but even just like ones that I listened to when I mowed the lawn.
Yeah. What do you think your wife thinks about the fact that you're hanging on to your ex-girlfriend's mixtapes?
I don't know. We know it's never come up.
Yeah.
Maybe we should. We don't have a tape player in the car, so I don't know if we could like listen to them. I think it'd be fun to listen to them.
Yeah.
I'll ask her after this stream.
You probably shouldn't actually.
No, I don't think the she'll care.
Well, it's okay.
It'd probably be more a source of laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, we skipped right over Tempest.
That's cool. I love finding out the hard way that my wife is going to be upset about something I tell her.
We got Tempest 2000. I gotta stop saying that forever. I'm starting to notice it. Like every time that we move to a new page, I say, "We got this so-and-so game."
No, I do. I've noticed that too when I do magazine read-throughs. I have certain little things I'll say, like every time I turn the page, like, "Oh, here we have," or something like that. And I try to like not do that, but it's difficult when you're reading a magazine. You're going to turn the page 100 times. There's not 100 different ways to say, over here is whatever,
Yeah, like we got Tempest 2000 here.
Yeah, it's a good game though.
I never played it.
Oh, you should. Do you have a Jaguar?
I don't.
Oh, you should get one.
Well, I'll only pay $799 for one.
Smoke Monster, don't even bother. I'm not even.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for a mixtape relationship.
Yeah, that was like the disappointment of my week.
Well, when we start the most popular group on the internet.
Yeah, then he'll be begging to come. Oh, come on, guys.
You could have been there on the ground level.
Exactly.
But I
want to pick up one of those Jaguar flash cartridges.
Oh, from Retro HQ. Do you have a Jaguar?
I have a Jaguar. I don't know if that's the same thing.
It's the same thing as a Jaguar or a Jaguar. You have a Jaguar?
I have a Jag. I have a Jag. I have a Jag and a Jag CD.
Really?
Yeah.
How much did you pay for those?
I didn't pay no $800 for it. That's for sure.
Did you pay like less than $100?
I paid I got a Jaguar, the Jag CD, the Jaguar Pro controller, which is kind of also sought after, and then like a little mess of games.
You have
for
Trevor
$100.
McFur.
I think I do have Trevor McFur. Yeah, in fact, I know I have it. Yeah, I got it all for $100.
Trevor McFur, I never played it, but the photo, like the digitized graphics of the characters, where it's just like these people with the cat heads on them, is hilarious. And that game has no music in it, I guess.
No, it's very weird that there's no music. The game is very quiet.
We got a Shadowrun. So yeah, there I said it again. We got
that's the Genesis version of Shadowrun. So that's the good one. Or as Bithead says, Shadowrun. He puts the emphasis on a weird syllable.
Oh, we got $2 from Chris Fratt saying, "Fun fact: World Cup USA '94 supports widescreen."
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's like this weird smatter. That might be an interesting video.
That would be, because I didn't know there was any games from back then that supported widescreen.
Old games, they have widescreen modes that you wouldn't expect. Like, I was surprised when I was playing Pac-Man World on stream on Sunday night. It has a widescreen mode on the PS1.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I think that could be a good. Maybe that's an interesting.
That'd be and that's like right video. That'd be like right in your wheelhouse, being this, video, whatever, whatever you want to call it.
I'm gonna put that on the mental note there. I'm sure that I could just put something out there to just where people can say, hey, these are the games that have it. Put them all together.
I didn't know any games had that, so I would be interested in
like Panzer Dragoon 2 has a widescreen mode.
I didn't know.
Another soccer game. This one's by US Gold, who, as far as I'm concerned, didn't make any good games.
Oh, that's not true. They did the Olympic Games,
which aren't really that great, right?
I thought they're pretty cool. Like if you play that Barcelona '94 game or whatever it is, Barcelona '92, right? No. Whatever year it was, I don't remember, but I think those games are pretty fun. I remember renting that one too. It was '92, right?
Wait, this one or what?
No, the Barcelona '92 Olympics, tie-in game.
I mean, they did all the Olympic games, but I mean, I didn't play any of them because I feel like. Yeah, I see Pin Mike is saying that US Gold is just a publisher, but I feel like they never published any good games.
Oh, Olympic Gold it was called.
Okay.
And yeah, he's right. That was developed by a company called Tier Text Design Studios, which I've never heard of.
Can start with 9 lives and Streets of Rage 3. You can play as Rue.
Oh yeah, I think I showed that. I did that video about the whole Streets of Rage series 10 years ago. I remember I showed that.
It feels like 10 years ago at this point, right?
It's close. It was that was one of the first. That was, I think, episode number 10 of my show. That was an example. I don't know if you ever have that on your show. There's just certain topics that I wish I had waited to cover. I made that video when I didn't know what I was doing about making videos.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to do things that excite you, and obviously that one was exciting to you at the time.
Definitely.
There's $9.99 from Zero Beast. Thank you, saying I think Toy Commander on the Dreamcast also had widescreen support. I mean, I'm gonna start making a list.
I think you better.
And remember this. I mean, do you remember what video you saw online that made you say, "Hey, I want to make a YouTube video"?
I don't think it was a specific video. I think I was just watching a lot of Classic Gamer Room.
Oh, okay.
Because that's I was buying stuff. When I was okay, I want to start making videos. I was figuring out how does he make videos? Like, you know, like what kind of microphone is he using, and like how is he capturing gameplay footage? Like he used to, back in the day, he was capturing his gameplay footage onto digital tapes.
Right.
You know, and so I was like seriously looking at, okay, I'm like, okay, what is that thing? Like, what's the model number? I gotta like look it up and see, like, I need to get one of those. Like, I don't even know why, like, you know, versus just getting a capture card or something. I didn't know a lot about that stuff, you know, before I started a YouTube channel. I didn't know anything about capture cards, because why would I?
Right.
Yeah, but it was just like, it was watching his show and then like listening to podcasts at the same time that made me think like, I want to start, you know, trying to make videos.
There's $5 from Chris Fratt saying, also, what the hell is that
Yeah, what is that?
SNES
Can you
controller
flip?
abomination?
What's
A
he
few
talking
pages
about?
back. That's right here.
Oh, isn't that the SG Pro? Oh, SN Pro Pad. Oh, that says SG Pro Pad, SN Pro Pad. Yeah, those are, that has a little LCD screen on it, because you can program macros into it.
Right.
Right. So
I
it's
have a
like people
similar
who
one
want
for
to
the.
play like Streets or Street Fighter 2 or Mortal Kombat, who don't want to actually get good.
I have something similar for the Super Nintendo, but it was a Japanese only controller. You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I think I might have the SG Pro Pad 6. I could dig that out. I feel like I can use this overhead shot for like any such thing as like just like unboxing something like this, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of what Troy and I have been talking about, and that was like another reason for making this overhead setup.
You're gonna start doing unboxing videos?
Well, not unboxing, but I mean, we
Ooh,
want
like
to
AMSR or whatever unboxing videos?
well, we want to like cover some things that we've been sent that like we wouldn't normally make a normal video on. Like we were
Yeah.
sent this thing like ages ago, and I was thinking of like how much fun would it be to build this thing on a stream
That would be kind of cool.
while we just like kind of talk about it, because Troy was sent one as well, and he built his already, so he could like talk about it, and I could like build it.
Yeah.
And
You
I
should
was
do
thinking
that.
like that's why I kind of made this other layout, because I can.
Yeah.
You need more of a screen. You don't want to have it on a PVM instead of
No.
an image. You can just like use this as like kind of it's almost kind of like a live episode in a way.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's something
That's like making a video Lon Sideman style.
exactly. And I thought about that. I was like, oh, if I could get other camera angles, but I could use the close-up camera on my phone to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that at least some people might be interested in seeing that. I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Do people like send you emails and say, hey, we want to send you this? Or does it just like show up?
It really depends. It depends. Sometimes things just randomly show up in the P.O. box, but these people sent this to us specifically, and we were going to do a mini video on it, but it's just like, I don't know. It was like right before the pandemic happened, and that was just like, it was just too hard to, I mean, get stuff
I just
done.
always ignore all those emails. So that's
I mean, generally we do too, but then there is some stuff that sounds fun. Like this sounded fun.
Yeah.
I feel bad that we didn't do it. So like we could still do it. You know, like behind me, you see like so I had the MVSX back there, and John and I were gonna do a video on it, like we did with the Neo Geo Arcade Stick Pro thing that came out last year. But I thought, like, wouldn't it be fun if we just like him and I did a stream with it? I could set it up.
Yeah.
I could set my camera up, and I could just like shoot it, because you can't. There's no video capture on it, anyways. I could just like shoot the screen and shoot like maybe my hands like on the controller or something like that, and we could just talk about it for like a couple hours, you know, and play a bunch of games on it.
Yeah.
I think that would be like an acceptable way to not do a fully produced video, but I mean our live streams get enough people that I think that it'd be worth it.
Yeah. Well, this thing looks pretty cool. Sorry, I was looking at the website for that MVSX thing.
Yeah, you can kind of see it behind me a little
I
bit.
didn't really.
But
Yeah, I
it's-
see. I didn't know that was a thing, but countertop arcade cabinets are neat. So
We got more Clay Fighter.
yeah,
Geez, there's a lot of Streets of Rage 3 cheats.
yeah, man, the game goes deep.
We got Chuck Rock 2, Son of Chuck.
Yeah.
Did I tell you
Had a
my
buddy-
Chuck Rock 2 developer story?
No.
How when my mom moved out of her house, there was a whole bunch of stuff in my brother's old bedroom that he just like didn't want, and
Okay.
he had a whole bunch of like sealed vinyl records in there, and one
Uh-huh.
of them was Tool's Anima, and it
Yeah.
was sealed, and it was like
Wow.
worth a ton of money.
Yeah.
So I sold it to this guy on Discogs, and it turned out like that guy, like I don't know how it came up in in our discussion, but it's like he worked on Chuck Rock 2, Son of Chuck at Core,
Yeah.
like way back in the day.
Yeah. How does that come up?
I don't remember. I don't know.
See, that's what vinyl just brings people together. Like
It does.
I've told the story like 10 million times how I bought my turntable off of the Galoob guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Galoob. It's one of my favorite words. Galoob.
It's a pretty good one.
All right. We got Data East games here. Fighters History and Outrunners.
That's a
It's
cool
really
ad.
weird that Data East was the one that released Outrunners on the Genesis.
That seems strange, yeah. But that's a cool ad, though. I like that.
It is. You hear the heat coming on. Next wave. Oh, we got Clay Fighter Tournament Edition. Thank God.
Wow.
Sega is planning to bring Phantasy Star 4 soon, along with new children's title called the Berenstain Bears. It says Berenstain in here.
Yeah.
But I
Don't
always
people
knew it
use
was
that
the
as an
Berenstain.
example of the Mandela effect or whatever?
Yeah.
Because we all said Berenstein Bears, when we were kids, but it's actually like Berenstain or whatever.
I always said Berenstain.
All right. Well, you say it right. It's good for you.
Berenstein. I guess Berenstein and Berenstein would be spelled the same way, I guess. There's a Blockbuster Video ad.
It's not a very good ad.
No.
Yeah. Neither is that.
Yeah. That's exactly
I don't
the
like
kind of thing.
I don't like feet,
No,
Like I don't
Yeah.
get that out of there.
Yeah, I mean,
Like if somebody like put their bare foot on my Genesis controller, I'd throw it out and buy a new one. Well, that one's done. It's like a shoelace hitting a public bathroom floor.
yeah.
It's the end of that.
I mean, at least it seems to be well cared for.
Well, that's probably some foot model or something.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing on the side with this camera setup.
Right. You should try to get the company that makes those gloves to sponsor your show.
I can tell you right here. And maybe we can talk to Comfy Brace.
What are you doing? They haven't paid you.
Hmm?
So what are you doing? They haven't paid you.
I don't know. I'm going to send an email to heather@comfybrace.com, or I can send a message to her on her personal WhatsApp and say, "What's up?"
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder how many people just do that. Like they message somebody.
I don't know. I'm not.
Such a stupid thing to think about.
What's WhatsApp? Is that like Snapchat or something?
I think
I
it's like
also
an
don't really
instant
know
message
what that is.
type thing.
I don't know.
I don't know. You think this is actually that is Heather Friedman of Comfy Brace.
Yeah.
And she wanted to sincerely thank me for my business and support.
Well, that's nice of her.
Without folks like you, I don't have a business. This is something I do not take lightly. Well, thanks, Comfy Brace, for sponsor. Like, hopefully you'll sponsor the show. I'll wear these
Well,
every
I'm just
show.
saying, like, I'm sure you get the exact same emails I do, but it's always like people want to sponsor our show where it's like, I would never use your product. So, no. But it's like, if it's like a product you actually use and like I could give you a good, like Sierra Nevada beer should be sponsoring my show, or like Casper's hot dogs or something, or Trader Joe's.
I wonder if Comfy Brace is on Twitter, and if anybody can find Comfy Brace on Twitter, say that I'm doing a stream wearing Comfy Brace gloves. They should send me a lifetime supply of them.
I mean, I was kind of hoping just for get you some cash, but wow, Comfy. Oh, hey, Comfy. Ooh, it says account suspended. At Comfy Brace has been suspended. That's too bad. I was saying somebody should grab that Twitter handle and squat, like
Comfy Brace,
like URL squatting or whatever.
You should see if there's Comfy Brace _ Heather Twitter account.
I just typed Comfy Brace into the thing, and there's not anything really coming up. I'm surprised.
Yeah, there's Cadillacs and dinosaurs. That's like one of those things that I saw everywhere, but I've never seen like any of the comics or anything.
I just found a tweet of somebody took a picture of it's some lady with like sparkly fingernails, like dead ass wearing the exact same gloves you're wearing right now.
Maybe I should put some. I'll have my daughter put some fingernail polish on for next week.
I think you should.
I mean,
hey,
she put a toenail polish on, like on my toes, like before Christmas, and it's like finally just almost completely off.
Wow. Did you ever paint your fingernails black when you were a teenager? Because you just kind of seem like
no,
you might be the kind of person that did that.
Really? I seem like the kind of person that would do
that. Wear like black t-shirt with a long sleeve shirt underneath it. Paint your fingernails black. Like listen to a lot of The Cure.
Nope.
There's nothing wrong
maybe next
with
time
that.
What we should do instead of doing a magazine, we should do a Let's Read of like one of my high school yearbooks.
Yeah.
I wonder how fun that would be.
Yeah.
Not fun for anybody but me.
I think probably not.
All right. Power Rangers, I don't really know. That was on after I was really interested in anything watching Power Rangers.
No, I never got into Power Rangers. In fact, I have kind of a bone to pick with Power Rangers because, like, when I was growing up, one of my favorite cartoons was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? I mean, who didn't love that cartoon? And for like at least a few years, it was on one of the local channels. It was on every morning at 7 a.m. And I would wake up every day before school, even though I'd seen all the episodes like 10 million times, but like that was part of my morning routine was I would watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And then when Power Rangers came out, they gave it that 7 a.m. time slot and they moved Ninja Turtles to like 6 a.m. or something. And I remember it really like pissed because I'm not going to get up at 6 a.m. to watch cartoons.
No.
And it wasn't even for something that I thought was good. It was for stupid Power Rangers.
Yeah. I mean, this is just not any interesting for me either. I mean, Ninja Turtles where I lived was on basically when you were getting home from school.
Yeah, that's a good time too.
And even
that's
then,
quite the ad you've got down there. That ad.
Yeah, Booger Man.
You know how that feels sometimes? You pull one out of your nose that feels like it's coming like all the way out of your brain, Like that. Yeah. That's a feeling you can't replicate.
That's true.
I just like
Yeah, it's that same feeling as when you get sunburn and you get like a really long piece of skin you pull off, like a big sheet of skin after being sunburned.
Yeah.
It's very similar. You can't replicate that in any other way either.
Well, you can use Elmer's glue for that. Didn't you ever do that when you were a kid?
Like rubber cement.
Oh.
You ever use rubber cement?
No,
I heard a long time ago that rubber cement is like you can't use it in school anymore. I think it's like illegal or something like that.
Well, because you can sniff it.
I know, because it smelled so good.
I don't think it's that it smelled good. I think it was that it was making you high, but you didn't realize it.
Yeah, true.
Oh my god,
true.
It smells great.
But I mean, it's like it has that same sort of smell. It's like kind of a good smell, like gasoline has.
Yeah. You ever hear that joke? Like I don't really like cocaine, but I love the way it smells.
No, I've never heard that, but that's funny. All right, Pac-Man 2, Clay Fighter 2, Booger Man. Look, it's still going. There's some popcorn in it.
I'm saying.
In a paper clip.
Got a bug over there and a paper clip.
And there's Booger Man right there. Urban Strike. Urban Strike, it looks like, you can go get outside of your vehicle on Urban Strike. They were kind of losing the plot at that point. That's the third game.
No, you could do that in Jungle Strike.
You could get out of it? It says right here, you can now go outside of your vehicle for more precise strikes.
No, like Jungle Strike, you could there was like a level where you would get no, I think it was in a boat or something. There was you switched vehicles at some point. But it was pretty early in the game. I think whoever wrote this review didn't play much Jungle Strike.
It says, like Jungle Strike, you can use different vehicles like the classic chopper and miniature plane, or even set out on foot. Okay, so I guess...
maybe that's the cool thing, is setting off on foot. I don't know. Those Strike games are all pretty good, though, I think.
They are. I mean... The first one was really good, and the second one I never played this one, I gotta be honest. It doesn't look as good as the other ones did. But it probably is good. It's still going. Oh, that's for ends. Look, there's a quarter in there too.
Score? That's back when a quarter would get you something. Yeah. They got some good games. Shining Force 2 and Rock and Roll Racing up there.
Have you played Shining Force 2?
Nah.
I want to play it. I have it, but I've never really played it. I never finished the first one even. Why is Booger Man a thing? Well, because...
It's the 90s, man. Like,
yeah.
That's when like stuff like that was like super edgy.
Yeah, like gross, like gross jokes.
Type of humor, you know?
I mean... I'll tell you, that stuff is kind of timeless in a way, because it's, I think my son played Booger Man on the Evercade when I was doing that video, and he played Booger Man, and he was all into it. So this is, anything that's remotely gross.
It's awesome.
5 or 6 year old boy is going to love that kind of stuff. Oh, we got the 32-bit PCFX here. It's just an artist rendering, though.
Yeah. Viewpoint,
it's a very good game. The music does not fit, I don't feel, though.
No, I like the music, but yeah, it's a little bit weird in that game. But
it would be good.
I like playing that on the Neo Geo, but that was an early. They made a port of that for the PlayStation in '95.
Does it have like remixed music?
I don't know. I haven't gotten to that point yet. Like I haven't done that part of the video yet. So
that's a long box game.
I have it loaded onto my SIO already, but I haven't actually played it yet.
I got one of Dragon's Lair on the Sega CD. And ESPN Baseball Tonight.
Chris Berman.
Chris Berman. Yep. He has one of those voices. There was a couple of years in high school where I was like way into sports, and I'd watch Sports Center pretty often.
Yeah.
Is he still on there though?
He not on Sports Center. He does like some football show, but it's on like ESPN Plus, which I kind of pissed me off because it's like it seems like ESPN got rid of almost all of their like high dollar on air talent. Like
Yeah.
you used to have like heavy hitter people on there. Like I mean I know Stuart Scott passed away, but like you would pick like which Sports Center do you watch based on like who's on, like, oh no, I
Yeah.
wait for Keith Olbermann or whatever. Chris Berman still works there, but they gave him a show where it's on ESPN Plus, which is like a separate thing you have to pay for.
Right. Is that
Because they're trying to get people to sign up for ESPN Plus. It's like, oh, if you want Chris Berman, you got to pay for that thing. But I mean, it's kind of crappy because I think it's him and was it Tommy Jackson? I think like they do the show together still, but they used to be the guys that did Monday Night Countdown. Point of the story is just ESPN sucks now.
I think the only time I'd really watch it is on Sunday nights where they have a whole recap of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. MK2. MK2 is the best Mortal Kombat game. At least
I think that's pretty much universally agreed upon.
I mean, it is such a huge jump over the first one. And I mean, I guess you could say that Mortal Kombat 9, which was the one that came out on like the 360 and PS3, is good. But that's also one of the reasons for that is because it reimagines the original 3 games.
Mm.
And for me, it was always really weird how short it felt like the time was between the release of MK1 and MK2.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it was only a year between them.
I think it was a year.
But I still think the Super Nintendo version is really good. That's the only version of the game that I have. And I mean, it was a big change for Nintendo at the time. So it's cool. I like it. I think it's still really playable. Man, they're going crazy on the soccer games. Not very exciting to talk about.
No.
And here's Mortal Kombat, the album.
See, if I'm always going to record stores and buying up, used CDs and stuff. That's something I would grab that if I ever saw it.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
That would just be cool to have,
Right. With the re-release of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, like on new systems and the different soundtracks and stuff that are out, I randomly found a CD soundtrack to that game being sold at the local library for like 50 cents. I don't know if that's was really hard to find, especially like the CD version of it. But it's possible to buy it now, like through limited run.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with the Mortal Kombat album. It's just something I thought about. More about MK2. Oh, we got some Virtua Fighter stuff here. Oh, it's Saturn.
Yeah.
I guess. The first picks, Virtua Fighter for the Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I don't know. If you could play a mode where it's looks like that, that'd be kind of cool.
I guess. It's too bad it didn't get it, from 10 to 30, you see the difference there, but it didn't, they're like, oh, it's only 30% complete and it already looks this good. What it'll be like when it was finished, but not too much better. And that's why we got Virtua Fighter Remix.
Right. Is this a really elaborate question mark?
That's a very fancy That's I've never seen a question mark with so much swagger.
Yeah. You know, imagine the meeting about that, saying like, "I really just want to have a really
Yeah.
elaborate looking question mark to just drive our point home."
It was probably like an intern who was trying to like, make a name for himself.
Yeah. I draw the best question marks of anybody.
Yeah, like today's going to be my last day of making the coffee here at the office.
Brutal Paws of Fury. Never really played it. Another
Me either. I mean, that's
fighter.
cool. It's a cool looking ad.
Yeah, the characters are kind of neat. You know,
I've never seen a rabbit quite that cut before.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of anger in those eyes.
Yeah.
Contra Hardcore. Oh, yeah, we got
Does it say
Chuck
anything
Barkley
in there
over
about how
here.
they took away the life bar?
Oh, I mean, if you look here in these screenshots, it looks like it has a really long life bar, though. I mean, I think it's generally like 3. In here, it looks like there's.
Yeah, I believe it was 3.
I mean, there's like 8 in these life bars here. So maybe they dabbled with putting in more of a life bar and just decided to go the opposite way and just completely get rid of it.
Yeah, because probably their first instinct was like, Americans are stupid, so give them lots of hit points, and then they remembered that we have video stores where we can rent games, and they're like, okay, take all the life bars away.
We got Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam, which I'd never played.
No.
And I don't think Charles Barkley was not in NBA Jam Tournament Edition because of this. But I mean, I don't know. I never played it. Or Contra Hardcore.
Yeah, there's Maximum Carnage though that had those cool red cartridges.
So my friend Chris was so excited for this, and I have his old Maximum Carnage cartridge now. It's not a great game, but I remember the Maximum Carnage event that was in multiple like Spider-Man comics for an entire summer.
Yeah.
But that and Doom are the red cartridge games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the EGM and Hero Illustrated Super Tour.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, just on look at that. They were at the Tri-County Mall.
Damn it.
Which is in here in Cincinnati. It's like the only place in the Midwest they went. I guess no, Chicago, of course.
I was going to say you don't consider Chicago
I know.
Midwest.
I was like, it took me a second. Took me a second.
Go?
'Cause on the
they went to 3 places in the Bay Area.
But you could have gone and seen the life-sized Bubsy there, and this guy right here. This guy looks like he's. I don't know. He's got the red hood on. Looks like a poop emoji. Now.
Yes.
But the Tri-County Mall is still there. It's almost dead though. Super Street Fighter 2. I feel like at this point, by the third Super Nintendo and Genesis release, it was less exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't yearly. Were they like every year and a half?
That sounds about right. I mean, it's a really good game though, and of
Yeah, oh
course you get
yeah.
like all the new characters. But yeah, it's like, you know, I don't know.
How much time do you have to like really devote to yet another
Yeah.
version? With like,
Well, plus it's like if you already had, you know, like Champion Edition or something, or you know, depending on which system you had, if you had Street Fighter 2 Turbo, you know, you only have so many gaming dollars to spend, you know, if you're like a teenager or something. So it's like, well, do I want to get another Street Fighter 2 game or maybe,
right?
you know, something else?
Yeah, and I mean, I actually did buy this, but then I returned it right away because I was like,
Yeah.
I was kind of I was bored by it. And every time that you would get the new version, like the new arcade version was already announced. Oh, look at this behind the scenes at Nintendo, the Nintendo of America headquarters.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, they're playing Street Fighter 2 here.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Like just like game counselors and all that other stuff. The Nintendo coin-op area. That is pretty neat, though. It'd be really cool to just see like raw video shot in these locations at this time period, not like set up for a camera or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just fly on the wall type stuff. Oh, see, this another Koei game that there's no way I would ever get into is Uncharted Waters.
I think I might have that game.
I think I might have it too.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta take a break real fast.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Sure.
You can keep going, but all right.
It is getting to be almost 12:30 here. Joe and Mac 2. Try played this one. Really liked it. Oh, is this a real game? Stop That Roach? Is it actually called Stop That Roach? I'm going to have to save that one because I got to bring that up with Chris. Oh, there was just was raw video uncovered from one? I'm going to have to see that. That's really cool. Another ESPN. Man, there's like a lot of sports games here. Pocky and Rocky 2. Is this one considered better than the first one? I wonder if that new one is going to have both have levels from 1 and 2 in it. That'd be cool if they did. And 5 goes west. Was an American Tail, was that Don Bluth? Let's see if it says it in here. I mean, it looks kind of like it. I'm sure somebody can answer that question. Stop That Roach is expensive. It's an expensive game. Well, I mean, nobody probably bought a game called Stop That Roach. King of the Monsters 2. I never played this one. Got some land sharks. No salsa shark. No salsa sharks though. On that one. Oh, Airstrike Patrol. This is one of those games they have like the really weird shadows. That some of the FPGA stuff struggles with. All right, it is Don Bluth. Good to know. This is kind of, it feels like an answer to Jungle Strike and Desert Strike and stuff. Oh, it Stop That Roach only $30? You feel sad watching these? Oh, you back? I thought I heard you. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
We were talking about this game, Stop That Roach. Are you familiar with Stop That Roach?
No, but that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, apparently it's expensive now, which doesn't surprise me.
That'd be cool if it had been like, Terminex presents Stop That Roach.
What was that movie that came out in the late 90s that was about all those cockroaches? It was like Joe's Apartment or something like that. It's like based on an MTV short.
You're not thinking a creep show?
No, there was like a...
Hey, you know what I'm talking about, though? That thing in Creep Show, that messed me up for a while because I saw that when I was a little kid.
Which one was it? Like, the only thing from Creep Show that I remember is the Father's Day one.
Father's Day one? What was that?
Where the zombie dad comes back on Father's Day, and because all the kids hated him, and he just like yelled at them all the time, and he just wanted his Father's Day cake.
Oh. How can you not remember the one with the cockroaches? I bet there's people in the chat that know about. So it was like this guy was like a super like germaphobe, and he lived in this high-rise apartment, and like everything in the apartment was white because he kept it perfectly clean, and he had like this can of like pesticide spray, and anytime he'd see a bug, he would like spray it because he was like freaking out. Yeah. And then like at the end of it, it's like all of a sudden like there's all these like cockroaches like coming into his apartment, like flooding in through all the cracks or whatever. But then at the end, it's like they're all inside of his body, and they start like coming out of his mouth and his nose and his ears, and then like his skin splits open, and there's like cockroaches pouring out of it. And I mean, I saw Creep Show like as soon as it was released on home video, so I was like probably like, I mean, I don't know how old your son is, but I was probably like 7 or 8.
That sounds horrible. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, Creep Show and Creep Show 2 are both. I mean, Creep Show 1 is better than Creep Show 2, but
is Creep Show 2 the one they have the people go swimming in that lake, and there's like that?
Yeah, yep, that floating thing.
Yeah,
yeah, and that chick is like laying on that deck, and it like comes up through the crack, and
yeah.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
And like the girl gets away at the end, but she like when she makes it to shore, like jumps on her anyways.
Yeah, because like who does that? Like as soon as she gets on the shore, she turns around to like yeah, and then it just like comes out of the water like, and oh man, that was awesome.
But man, that cockroach one sounds pretty scary.
If I went to like a store and they had like Creep Show and Creep Show 2 is like a little like 2-disc Blu-ray thing,
yeah,
that would be like instant purchase.
Are you saying that like if I ever want to like mess up my kids, I should show them that?
Yeah, you definitely should not do that.
I don't know. I've been thinking about
because Creep Show 1 had
Gremlins
like
kind of
Leslie Nielsen
for kids.
Yeah, that's not cool because it seems like the kind of movie that maybe a kid would want to watch.
Yeah, well, it starts out like the kind of movie that
because the gizmo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, I mean, it's pretty scary in the end. Like the woman who has to take the chair up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
They like torture her and then like shoot her out the window. Arrow fighters.
Horror movies were good,
Yeah, I mean, I always think about Halloween 3. You ever see Halloween 3: Season of the Witch?
No, I don't believe so.
That one, it's kind of messed up. It's it's not like a Michael Myers Halloween movie. That was back when they were thinking like, oh, we'll take the Halloween movies and make them about different things. After the second one came out, and this one, like 3, is like really messed up. There's this one scene that like really screwed me up as a kid because I was watching it at my grandma's house. I'd rented it, and like it's just like a kid that was like my age. Like they kill this kid.
Mm-hmm.
He puts this mask on. It's like a pumpkin mask, and he watches this thing on TV, and it makes his head turn into a rotten pumpkin.
That's not cool.
And then he like dies, and like big giant centipedes start coming out of the pumpkin and all this other stuff.
That sounds kind of familiar. But hey, anyway,
the whole movie ends on like such a dark and downer ending too.
Yeah.
Because they're planning on playing this broadcast. They're selling all these masks to people like all over the world, and they're gonna play this. Like, be sure to watch on Halloween for like the special message with your new mask, and they're like gonna just like mass kill people.
Yeah.
And the guy, like the main character, like knows this is gonna happen. He can't get anybody to like believe him, so he called the TV station. He's like, turn it off, and they turn it off. Right, so he thinks he like saved everybody, and then it's like on every channel.
Sounds really familiar. Now it makes me think I've seen it.
It's messed up. It's messed up, and it has really a really downer ending. So Aero Fighters. You ever played this? I've never played this.
I've never played the first one. I used to have Aero Fighters 2 for Neo, but I don't know. I didn't like that one very much.
Yeah, I mean,
like Aero Fighters 1, I think predates the Neo Geo. I think that was in the arcades on like a dedicated PCB.
Yeah, I always thought the Aero Fighters was like a horizontal shooter, but maybe that's another game in the same series.
I mean, I don't know what you're thinking of. The Aero Fighters games are all vertical.
At
least
is it like it wasn't like Airbuster? Was it Airbusters? There was
Airbuster is horizontal. Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
That might be what I'm thinking of then. But this was made by Mick O'River, MCO River, Mick O'River.
Because what was Aerobuster when it came out on the TurboGrafx? It had a different name.
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm looking it up here. Aeroblasters.
Aeroblaster. Okay.
I don't like that game.
It's easy to get them all confused when they'll have Arrow in their name. There's not a Liberty.
People. This used to be like more popular. People would make those little things where it's like it would be like a '90s, hair metal band name generator, and it's like pick something out of column A and something out of column B, and so like you could totally do that for shooters.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, they probably did. King of the Monsters 2, that was on a few pages earlier. Oh, but I do want to talk about this.
Yeah.
I mean, you've talked about this in a video before, too.
Yeah, I think it's come up in a couple of read-throughs, yeah.
I mean, I do wonder do you think it was completely a scam if anybody ever won this?
From what I'm told, it was completely a scam.
I mean, I wonder if there's anybody like living the good life based on the money that they made from this.
I don't think that's like life-changing amounts of stuff, but
well, I don't know. You had to enter like $3. You could enter them each for $3 each, or enter them both.
Yeah,
For
well,
5.
because what would happen is like, yeah, so you'd fill out your mystery word grid,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you wanted to enter, both the media rig and the video game contest, you'd have to pay $5, and then you'd send that in, and then they would send you back another word grid that I guess was supposed to be more difficult, and then I think
Right.
you'd have to pay more money. So like they would keep sending these back to you and getting you to pay more money.
Yep. I mean, I did it. I did it to like the finals apparently.
Oh wow, look at you.
Like a digital booty is saying the dude running the scam is still doing it, to my understanding.
Really? See, you want to talk about who's living the good life? That's who's living the good life.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely went through all the rounds, and I was spent a lot of time doing the last puzzle. I was so convinced I was going to win.
Well, because the farther you get into it, the more you start thinking that
Yeah.
you're gonna win.
I mean, for a 12-year-old or whatever.
Oh yeah, he's right. Somebody says that the shooter on the screen is a TurboGrafx 16. That's Sinistron, isn't it?
Yeah, with the
Mhm.
the things that open up. And
Which is
there's not
funny because
even
that's not one of the systems that you will be receiving.
Yep. Those huge speakers, though.
Yeah.
Did you know anybody that had a TV like this, though? Or it was just like this gigantic, rear
Yeah.
projection TV?
Oh yeah, like when I was growing up, my best friend's dad had one. Like in his house, like there was a wooden console TV that was in I mean, the house had kind of a weird floor plan, but like there was this one area where there was like a couch and a wooden console TV, and that was for like my friend and his brother. Like they could watch TV on that and then play Nintendo. And I think what happened was like their dad bought a TV like the one in that picture, and he put it in like the front room, and that was where he watched TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he probably kicked down the wooden console TV to them because we were not allowed to plug the NES into that TV because I think it's bad for him. But
Yeah, you get burned in or something like that.
yeah, but he was super into watching sports, and so he had that gigantic TV because he was watching football and basketball and auto racing and stuff.
Well, I mean, you look at it now. That TV looks huge in this picture, but I bet it's not that big, really.
No, I think that most people probably have, just in terms of like the area of the screen, most people probably have bigger TVs now.
Yeah, it's saying here it's a 40-inch monitor.
Yeah. So I mean, you'd have to do some calculation there to figure out, what would be the sort of high definition widescreen equivalent to a 40-inch TV as far as just the area goes. But
yeah, one of these controllers, or two of these controllers over here are the the Power Clutch SG.
Yeah,
I've never used the Power Clutch. Oh man! So someone's saying that somebody named Wang did a video about Wang, WHANG, did a video about the Ultimate Gaming Rig.
Yeah.
I'll have
little
to,
deep dive into
after the stream. I'll look it up.
I'll just do it right now.
Tin Head. This is another game that was on the Evercade, one of those collections.
Oh yeah, there it is. Who won the Ultimate Gaming Rig? Gaming Mysteries.
Nobody.
And it's Wang with an exclamation point.
Oh, okay.
I'm just telling you so that when you look it up, you don't get confused. I'm
gonna start going faster because it's going to be almost 1 a.m. and we still got a little bit.
I'd be fine with that.
King of the Monsters.
You like to really linger on each page. Like, oh, look at the font they chose to use right there. That's really interesting. What is that? That's a sans serif.
We get sidetracked a lot.
Yeah.
The Dragon
somebody ran the numbers. Swimming in your chat says you'd need about a 49-inch 16:9 TV to get a 40-inch 4.3 image.
That's pretty big. Honestly.
It is, but I feel like these days most people have 50 somethings or 60 somethings or
for sure.
I don't even know what mine is, so but it's not that big. Mine's in the 40s somewhere.
I'm a detailed guy. No, it's just like it's just fun to talk about it. I get carried away.
Yeah.
Rebel Assault, more Rebel Assault. See, I feel like this is one of the best video game titles of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I assume you're talking about Revengers of Vengeance.
Yeah.
I assumed you weren't talking about Hardball 94.
No. Revengers of Vengeance is such a funny name. Like I wonder if they realized how funny it was when they did it.
That sounds like it would have been like one of the fake movie names in like Seinfeld, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
We can go see Rochelle, Death Blow, or Revengers of Vengeance.
Revengers of Vengeance. Hardball 94. Isn't Hardball 94 in the one video you did about or is it Hardball 3? That was in your European magazine read through.
Oh, I don't remember. You remember my show better than I do, apparently.
I only remember it because I was going to do a read through with you in that episode.
That's true.
And I think that...
And you got scared at the last minute.
I did.
Yeah.
Did this game ever come out? Flying Nightmares?
I've never heard of that, but that's a cool name for a game. Let's see here.
Flying Nightmares. You know, it's just it's a flight sim.
Oh, all right. So according to, once again, Sega Retro, this was a 3DO game, and at one time was also set for release on the Sega Mega CD.
It looks terrible in these pictures. And
how far behind is in the... Brandon Ginsburg is just now complaining that I took a bathroom break. That was like 20 minutes ago, man. That felt great.
But this game looks real bad. This game has some... This game has some incredible graphics and intense gameplay. That's the good. And then the bad is, I haven't seen enough of this game to form a bad opinion of it yet. That sounds suspect.
Yeah. King of the Monsters 2 is pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I mean...
Although, I mean, I haven't played the Super Nintendo version, but on the Neo Geo, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was always a really impressive-looking game.
Yeah. And there's the game of the month.
Yeah, World Heroes 2 Jet. I always like using Kim Dragon.
I was... well, I don't know. So, I've mostly just played the first World Heroes, but Rasputin was always my guy. But I don't know, it was Rasputin. Oh, yeah, Rasputin's right there. So, yeah.
Yeah. Although, I think in part 2, my favorite character is J Maximum. The football player guy.
Yeah.
J Maximum. I think in his pants say... No, they don't say Maximum on him. That's what DJ's pants say in Street Fighter. It's like such a stupid name.
Yeah.
Like I wonder what the J stands for.
Oh, Brocken. I like being Brocken too.
Brocken.
Yeah. But no, Rasputin was my main choice.
Is there a particular reason why you liked him the most?
We just I remember when I took in high school, you know, we had to take a class called like Modern World History.
Mm-hmm.
And so we learned all about, like the end of the Russian Empire.
Right.
They talked about Tsar Nicholas and then this crazy Rasputin guy. And so whenever it was after that World Heroes came out and we were at, 7-Eleven, I just saw that and I thought, well, that's kind of neat. It's like, for once I learned something in high school that I can kind of put to use out in the real world.
It comes to the good use. Yeah.
But also, it's just cool that his hands and his feet get all big,
Right.
and they're yellow.
That's true. That's true. It's like they're just trying to take off the something like a derivative of Duddleson, kind of. It's gotta be have some weird superpower to make your limbs get bigger or longer than they should. I'm sorry, I have a J maximum. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Oh, look at we got over here after Shockwave on the 3DO.
Yeah.
Which is an EA game, I think. Yeah. I've never played it. But we got the...
So whenever I see that Shockwave, it just, makes me think of Wipeout. Because that was one of the weapons. Like, I always thought it was the coolest thing in Wipeout that, like, there was that narrator that would tell you, like, 3 seconds before the weapon was going to come after you,
Right.
Like it'd be like mines, and then you would know, like, oh man, I'm running into some mines, and then you just hear, Shockwave.
With the accent, right?
I love that game. Yeah, I love that game so much.
Do you ever play the newer version, the HD versions?
I did, because that was a 95 game.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I'm trying to do with that video is there was a lot of games that came out for the PlayStation in 95 that were the beginnings of franchises that went on for a really long time. And so I thought it would be a cool way to sort of tie it to the modern day.
Yeah.
To show, like, okay, yeah, this game came out in 95 here, but 9 iterations later or whatever, check this out. And it's, I think it's kind of striking visually, like, okay, here's a bunch of footage of Wipeout, and then bam, here's the newest Wipeout running on PS4. So yeah, I ended up buying that, buying a physical copy of that, the PS4 release, and playing a bunch of it in the living room on my semi big TV, and then of course brought it down here and recorded some gameplay footage. But the only thing is like I'm so used to using the Negicon controller to play Wipeout that it was driving me nuts trying to play Wipeout on the PS4 and not being able to twist the controller in my hand. Because that controller was compatible with so many games, but it really might as well have just been like the Wipeout. Like Wipeout should have just come with that controller.
Yeah, I never used it, so I assume that that's good.
Oh, it makes, like, especially the first Wipeout is like not with a digital controller. I'm not saying it's unplayable, but it's not super enjoyable.
Yeah.
But with a Negicon controller, it's amazing.
Would you say it works better with that than it does even for like Ridge Racer?
I don't know, because what's funny is I don't use it with Ridge Racer, just because to me I associate Ridge Racer with just using a digital pad. But for me, Wipeout is like you got to use a Negicon. But I should check it out. But then there was that other one, that the other controller that Namco made was the JogCon, I think.
Right.
That I think they actually sold it. You could buy Ridge Racer Type 4 like bundled. With the JogCon, because I remember I used to look at that every time I'd go to the store. They'd have it, like, oh, maybe I should pick that up, and then I never did.
But Activist Arts is saying that I guess you can use it with Jet Moto also.
That'd be kind of cool.
So over here it's saying the 1994 USA basketball cards. So was there?
Yeah.
When there weren't Summer Olympics in 94 as well, were there?
I don't think so. It was 92.
Yeah.
It's not Barcelona 92, and it was Atlanta 96.
Yeah.
But maybe was there some kind of like World Basketball Championship maybe in 94?
I don't know. You're just like looking everything up.
Yeah, there was a world. So it's a whole article here, but it starts off. It says, although the 1992 Olympics marked the first time the United States fielded a team of NBA professionals The 1994 World Championship marked the first time NBA players represented the USA in FIBA competition. So yes, there was a world like basketball championship in 94.
I see. So they were trying to just really milk that.
Oh, for sure.
After how much of a success it was that first time.
Yeah.
You ever play Mega Race? I know that John Linneman likes the Mega Race games. He played them on the PC.
I have not, but if it gets the Linneman seal of approval, that kind of makes me want to check it out.
Yeah, it's kind of a... He has a lot to say about this guy. I don't remember what he said, though. He said he's just kind of funny.
Did he say he was slick and sexy? Because that's what it says right there.
I know. I mean, it's probably what he says in the game, I'm guessing. Man, look at how much soccer stuff. There's like almost every ad is a soccer game.
It's too many. Somebody's asking in the chat that it's pronounced Nejikon because the name comes from a Japanese word that means like to twist, which is nejiru. So it's Nejikon.
Nejikon, yeah. Here's Gritters. I've never played this. It almost looks like
Voxel in 3D.
Yeah, I've never played this. Gritters.
No.
Makes me think of like Chip's Challenge. It has like the most boring looking character. Just this dude with jeans and a t-shirt on. Blue jeans and a white t-shirt.
Jeans and a t-shirt is classic.
It is. It is. Yeah. He kind of looks like a greaser from the era. You know, like 70s greaser.
Yeah. Like the Fonz.
Yeah. It's like, look at this. How obnoxious is this ad?
Well, that's just his mom, though.
I know.
I mean, if that was like some chick and he's doing that, that's an issue. But.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's how my kids are with their iPads.
Oh, for sure.
Which is why, like, we have to forcibly take it away from them every night. Yeah. I think I had to put like a hard lock where the whole thing just like locks down at a certain time.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you like ever had this problem when you were a kid, but I know that I did. If I played games for too long, like I'd be really mean afterwards. And that definitely happens with
like from getting frustrated, like if a game.
Well, yeah, and then like and also having to stop.
Oh,
I don't. My mom called it Nintendo behavior.
Oh wow, there's a name for it. I don't remember that. I just remember like usually nobody had to make me stop playing video games. I would just rage quit because I just had really bad hand-eye coordination as a kid, and I would get mad. I mean, and I would have to just like walk away, like I'd smash the controller against the fireplace first, but then I would just be like, all right, I'm going outside.
Well, Minecraft doesn't really give that option. There's not going to be any frustration in Minecraft, but it's like, I just need to do this. I need to do this. It's like, no, we need to put it up. Yeah. And then a lot of times like they'll be like, and get real mean afterwards. This thing is called the Handy Boy and the Handy Gear.
It's kind of funny that it's called that, and then it says STD down at the bottom.
Yeah, from STD. Yeah.
Because, well,
I get it.
Maybe if I was on my channel, I'd have something to say about that. But I'm on.
I don't know.
I'm saying one is a good way of avoiding the other.
It's like when you slide your Game Gear into the Handy Gear, you'll get a massive 150% screen magnification.
Yeah.
This is silly. It's like with STD's mega enhancing accessories for Game Boy and Game Gear, you'll be equipped to master the action in any situation.
Yeah.
A joystick for ultimate control, enlarge the fire buttons.
I was just never into like any of that kind of stuff. Because that was going to cost the Game Boy one.
The game.
there's no way that was less than $20 or $30, and it's like I would much rather have a new cartridge.
Yeah. It's like I can't wait to get home to slide my Game Gear into this thing.
Yeah.
Just slide my Game Gear.
Funny.
Into the handy
Somebody
gear.
in the chat says, "Give him a handy for Christmas." Can you imagine, like, that's what you asked for Christmas? Like, your mom is like, "What do you want for Christmas, dear?" You'd be like, "Can I get a handy?" And then she would like, there'd be that 1 second where she's like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, it's for a Game Boy, and then internally she's like, "Oh, thank goodness."
It's a powerful water resistant and shock absorbent case for protection against all sorts of shocks and spills. Who's getting shocked by their Game Boy?
Yeah.
Their Game Gear. Oh, Way of the Warrior, aka Thunderkiss 65, the game. This is like really, I want to say it's Naughty Dog's first game, but I know it's not. I feel like that was a game for EA. It might have been like Fairy Tale Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember reading something about how they made this game in one of their apartments. Wow. And like digitize all these people against their like a green blanket they put in there, or a blue blanket they put in there against the wall.
Yeah.
Another Double Dragon 5.
They're really pushing that one.
Yeah. Way of the Warrior though is terrible. There's Burn Cycle. Look at this. Look at this. The Wavefront Gameware for the hottest game.
I don't understand what that
tools.
Is that? Oh, okay. It's a game developing thing.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that screenshot though. It's like I made this game. Geometry reduction. It shows the same characters.
I don't know what that.
50%.
I don't know what that means. It sounds like goo rod shading. It's just a made up thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess at the time this looked really kind of impressive. Like I can get this program from my computer and make this.
It just seems like the kind of thing that like we would have bought because we would think in our heads like, "Oh, I'm going to use this and make a game," and then you'd use it for like a day and get frustrated and then never touch it again.
Yes, it would. I wonder how many people this put off of getting into video game development.
Yeah.
It's Burning Edge technology, NURBS, Metaballs, motion capture, and smart skin. SGI power so you make your release date. Sizzling support. 1 hour response on a dedicated 800 line. It has an option to compile your own tools into the guts of Gameware. Mega Maze CDI game. Look at this awesome artwork, though. This Godzilla artwork.
That is very cool artwork.
Yeah. Mickey's Ultimate Challenge. I've not played it. Earthworm Jim,
though. Yeah.
I guess this was before it actually was even out. Sonic Spinball. This is a Game Gear version.
For the Game Gear, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that's actually better. I know we've talked about this before, but I used to always love looking at this stuff. Like these, just like these game names, these prices.
I used to like to look through there and just see like what games are like semi cheap.
Yeah.
That like theoretically, like, oh, I could mow like 4 lawns and then be able to pick that up, you know.
But it looks like there's almost nothing under $40.
But are those all new, or I think those are new games, aren't they?
Yeah. Buy 10 in total and receive your choice of any game from our list at 50% off.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, there's like Lightning Force, $42. But I mean, I think it's easy for people to say like games are so expensive now, but they were so much more expensive.
for sure.
Oh, we got pop culture stuff, and plus a coverage of the gameware.
Gameware, yeah.
Street Fighter 2 makes leap from video screen to big screen. Oh, is this the those early Star Wars expanded universe stuff?
That's another example of something like I was saying earlier, like 4 or 5 hours ago that, I was a huge fan of Star Trek, but I would try reading like the sort of expanded universe books, and it's like the same thing. Like I just couldn't get into it at all,
Yeah. I mean, I read the first trilogy of expanded universe stuff because it was really cool. But then there's just so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about it. I couldn't keep up. Oh, see, I like that they did something like this, just to kind of give you more of a sense of the time period. The Flintstones movie, live action movie, which I've never seen, but I remember a preview for it, like a teaser trailer before Jurassic Park, which would be '93, so it would make sense.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie either, but I saw Jurassic Park in the theater, so maybe I saw the trailer beforehand. I don't remember.
Jurassic Park, like, great movie experience at the time.
Oh yeah,
I think the first one is still really excellent.
I don't know about you, but I think those velociraptors were like kind of a-holes.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't very cool.
Yeah.
Some more marketplace stuff. BRE software. I feel like BRE software is still around. I think
so. I think they sell stuff on eBay. I mean, they were still around. I was buying stuff from them up through the early 2000s, like in their store.
Yeah, I still get some junk email from them. It doesn't go to my inbox. It goes to, like, if I look at my junk folder, it'll be in there.
I bought. I probably said this before, but I got the first Jaguar I had. I bought brand new at BRE software
from BRE
for $25.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I told the story. It's not even really a story. It's just one time I walked into BRE software one night, and they had 2 stacks. They had a whole.
Oh, you went
stack.
To like an actual store? They were an actual store?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were a store for a long time.
Oh, wow.
They had a whole stack of Sega 32Xs, and they had a whole stack of Atari Jaguars. All of it brand new in the box, and it said like your pick, $25.
Really? Is this the one that you went to? Is the one in Fresno, California?
Yeah, that's the only one.
Oh. Was it a big store?
No, in fact, I used to. So they opened like during the NES era, and at that time they were in like an industrial park. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to a place like that where there's like a little office in the front, and then it's like a little warehouse behind that. And that's where they were, because probably most of the business they did was probably like mail order anyways. But you could actually go to the store and buy stuff. But then later they moved into like a strip mall, and it was more like a real store. Like, you'd go in there and it was like shelves full of games. And like, yeah, I used to go in there all the time and buy stuff.
That's crazy. I mean, I just remember seeing in the back of magazines like this, but I never even considered what it would be like to go into a place like that.
Yeah, it was just like any other. I mean, later on, like I said, it was just really like any other game store, but it was more interesting kind of the way it was at the beginning, where it's like, well, yeah, we have a physical storefront, but that's really not most of what we're doing. Like, it reminds me, like, my friend Anthony told that story on his podcast where he went into Games Express, which is another business you see in the back of a lot of these magazines. And he said it was the same thing. Like, it was in a strip mall, but he said, like, he walked in there and like all the employees, nobody was like, oh, can I help you? Like, all the employees were like packaging up games to ship them out, because like that's how they did most of their business was mail order, and they just happened to have a storefront as well.
Well, it says here, you can buy 2 Sega CD games and get one free, and they're $24.95 each. So you're getting 3 games for $50.
Yeah, they used to do stuff like that. Like they would put, I don't remember if it was in the mail or in the phone book, but they would put like coupons out all the time where it would be like buy 2 games and get one free. And you'd go in there and it would just be like certain games that weren't like AAA games where it's like you can buy any of these games secondhand and they're buy 2 get one free if you have like this coupon, out of the phone book or something.
Well, if anybody bought Robo Less that way, or Final Fight CD, I mean, those alone paid for themselves 25 years later.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I never even thought about a store about an actual physical store existing.
Yeah, well, it's no different than like Die Hard Game Club. That was
right.
A physical store too.
Gizmos, Gadgets, and Games. Japan Video Games. And San Gabriel. Do you know where San Gabriel is? Is that close to you?
No, it's in LA.
Gizmos. Video Byte. Masco Enterprises. There's actually a lot of these places here. Chips and Bits. Chips and Bits, I feel, is the most iconic one, though.
Yeah. See, I wonder if that was not a real place, though, just because like their address there is just a PO box.
And
sorry, I don't mean not a real place, but I mean like not like they maybe they
just thought of somebody's apartment or something.
Yeah.
Chicago Comic Con. And The Death and Return of Superman, the video game.
Yeah.
I did read all the Death of Superman issues.
Yeah.
And the Fighter Stick SN. And there we are.
That was a pretty cool magazine, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You move through it pretty fast at the end, but that's fine. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's repeated.
Well,
I mean, I think that's
that stuff at the end
especially
is not as,
things would get repeated a lot.
Yeah, or it's just a lot of ads and stuff too. So
yeah.
Well, yeah, that was cool, man. Now that it's over after 1 o'clock in the morning where you are,
it is. So when do we want to do yours?
I don't know. I mean, I'm always like, I just really want to open it, so because I'm curious what's in there.
Do you want to open it right now?
Nah. I mean, yes, I do, but we should wait.
Yeah. All right. So we'll find a time to do that in the next few days, I think.
Yeah.
And
I'm probably going to do it. I'm not going to do it on the main channel, though.
Oh, you're not?
Nah, I didn't like that. I prefer doing that stuff on the side channel.
Oh. Well.
So you don't have to do it anymore if you don't want to. You're too much of a big shot to.
No. I think it's really fun
on the side channel. Yeah.
I don't mind doing it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Because the thing is like I just felt like the last episode went really poorly.
Really, I thought it was fun. I thought it was really
no,
fun.
I had fun,
by
but I just felt like it was too much of like I didn't know anything about the games and like
that's okay though. I mean,
that's why for me, like when I was talking to you about like I want to have like a standby magazine or something, is because like I don't want to do that again.
I think
that's why I definitely don't want to do it on the main channel. So,
well, I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun because it's kind of out of our wheelhouse, and there's like a little bit like more interesting things that we wouldn't normally know about, I guess.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what you get this time. I think it's going to be something more exciting.
I hope so.
Anyways, I think that's going to do it. Thanks to everybody who hung out and everybody who donated and everybody who watched. And look for us
Yeah,
on
you had
CGQ
quite a few people that actually hung out for the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, Electron Ash was here the whole time. Henry Clark was definitely here the whole time. Like, it's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Anyways, we'll see you soon. And thanks everybody for hanging out and everybody for watching. Take
See you
care
guys
and
next
have a
time.
good night.